Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the panel. I'm up here with some faces you guys recognize. I'm up here with the Miss Mars. I'm up here with Undefeated Chill. But I also got my guy, Will. You guys know Will. He's came around a couple times. And I'm up here with another guy. He's an expert, but we call him casual.
Expert.
What's up, man? I see that little tiny jersey in the back. Is it small like that for a reason, or?
Nah, it's not tiny. Nah, that's like an XL.
This is very, very far away.
It's
very
far away in the back of my room.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
What's up?
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate being on here. Ready to talk some ball. Just got off the NFL season, trying to get back in the basketball space. Hopefully, I don't get cooked today. So
okay.
You'll be all right. You'll survive.
Definitely a survive, but you might leave lumped up. But everybody gonna leave here with some lumps. That's the good part about the panel. What's good with you, Will? How you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. Can't complain. How about yourself, bro?
I'm cool. I see you got that Real Madrid on.
Yeah, for sure. Look, man, it's a lot to be excited about with my team. A lot of rumors going on. Mbappe might be coming in, so feeling real good right now.
Real about to cook this year. Okay.
Since we're on the subject of football, real quick, if I wanted to ask Mars this because I'm glad I got him here. Mars, if Erling Haaland is it Haaland?
Haaland.
Yes.
If he played in the league today, I don't know how I feel about that man bun. I'm not sure about how I feel about that. But if he was in the league today, who would he be?
Haaland was in the league.
If he played in the NBA today, Will, who is he?
What people thought Zion was going to be?
He's actually what people thought Zion was going to be.
Yeah. That's what I would say. But, I mean...
I'd say like Embiid.
So he's a top 5 player in the game.
Yeah, and be too skilled. Nah.
Yeah, that's fair. See, like the thing is with Haaland is he's super overrated. Like he's very overrated, bro. Like he's just a great goal scorer, but his overall game is very lacking. Like he needs a lot to be able to score. Like he needs the service. He can't carry the ball and all that stuff. So, I mean, like he's great at what he's supposed to do, but just overall, he's a bit overrated. But
so he buckets is what you're telling me. That's all
he's what Zion was meant to be. Someone who in and around the goal or in and around the rim, unstoppable. Everywhere else,
yeah, that's fair enough.
Man, that's what he is. Everywhere outside of 5 feet, man. But you get him within 5 feet, unstoppable.
Like once he's in like the box, yeah, like it's over. But overall game is a little lacking.
Can I ask everybody what they thought Zion was going to be? Like coming out of college, what did you believe Zion was going to be? Casual, I got to start with you. When he was in Duke, dunking on everybody, catching alley-oops, blocking shots into the fourth row, what did you expect Zion to be?
Well, I was always concerned about Zion's health. I mean, it wasn't just because of him busting out of his sneaker and then getting injured, because I just thought at that weight, him managing that weight in Louisiana too, could he continue jump up and down and take the weight on his bones? But I mean, coming out of the draft, I thought Zion about 5 years was going to be a top 10 player in the league. I thought he could be. I thought he could dominate around the rim, get you 25 points a game at least. Oh, sorry.
Damn.
Let's move people around.
I thought you got packed up for
yeah, I thought I got packed up too. So did I say something wrong?
Yeah, I was like, that's unfortunate. I wasn't as high on Zion as most people at the time. Player wise, I don't know who I'd compare it to. I didn't think he'd be better than Blake Griffin. So I guess, and was Blake was top 10 at some point, but that's kind of the realm I had him in, a worse version of Blake Griffin, like Clippers Blake. That's really what I saw, worst version of that. So
yeah. I thought that Zion was gonna be Blake Griffin. I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't too high on him coming out, and it's same point that Casual kind of made, was just because of his size. I mean, guy's 6'7", he's almost like 300 pounds. I didn't think he'd be able to stay healthy. And I didn't really like all the comparisons that he was getting to like LeBron in terms of just like the next best thing. And he's supposed to be like a generational talent. To me, I didn't think he was ever going to reach that level. I thought he'd just be like another version of Blake. But and I kind of think that that's what he is in terms of just like his impact. It hasn't really. I don't think that he impacts for the Pelicans. Sorry, too much.
Blake was good, but yeah.
I thought Zion was gonna be nothing but a highlight reel. Like I for real.
I thought
I didn't really think he had no game like that. Like thought he was just a bully in college and high school. Man,
I for sure didn't believe in high school Zion.
Right.
He surprised me at Duke. I didn't think he was as good as he was. College is when I was really like, oh, okay, he can play. High school, I was like, he's playing tier 2 of his own state against people who respectfully are like 5'4".
Right.
Like, I don't care.
Mars, I caught it all wrong. I thought RJ was by far better than him and Cam. And I thought by far. I thought RJ was fit to be like the next D Wade. And I thought for real, I had big hopes for RJ. I honestly thought he should have been the number 1 pick. I thought Cam was better than Zion. Cam Reddish, I'm talking about.
Yeah, you couldn't convince me Cam wasn't Paul George. I was
right. I was like, just wait for Cam Reddish to get to the league. Everything open up for him. He's gonna, I was like this.
I still believe in Cam Reddish.
Still, sometimes you gotta
let
it go,
man. No, I think he's a good player. Like
it's too late for that, man.
I mean, like he's definitely not what I thought he would be, but I don't think he's trash. Like I feel like everybody kind of like piles up on him, but
people were praising his defense.
I thought he'd be better.
He was a good defender this year for sure.
Yeah,
what were you dudes looking at? What were you dudes looking at with Zion? Because at the next level, what is the NBA in 2019, 2020? Nothing but what? Freak athletes. And I'm looking at Zion, and I'm like, this dude has no business in school. None whatsoever.
He was NBA ready out of high school.
Like none of these dudes have nothing for him. So I'm thinking that's going to translate to the NBA. He's a high flyer. He gets off the floor with the best of them. He's going to be in the same conversation like we're talking about Vince Carter. That's how we're going to be talking about this dude, like that, because that's how he's going to take the NBA by storm. Did I know he was made of glass? Did I know that he kind of overdid it at the buffet table? No, I did not know that. But from what I saw from just an athletic standpoint, the dude is blocking 3-pointers from the box. I'm like, what is this dude doing in school? He has no business in school. None whatsoever.
But those freak athletes had respectfully, they had skill. Respectfully, I'm not saying Zion's unskilled, but like, he wasn't Vince Carter. Vince Carter had a jumper, he had a handle, like he was more skilled. Ja Morant in the same draft class was a very good passer coming in. Had nice touch on and stuff in terms of floaters and whatever the case. Zion, from what I saw, especially in high school, is what people think Giannis is: run and dunk. That's it. Right. That's what he was doing. There was no jumper. The handle was rudimentary. There wasn't much passing. It was just run towards the rim and you're jumping over everyone. Then he got to college. I'm like, okay, he was taking jump shots, stationary, but he was taking jump shots and they would fall. He was playing better defense than I'd ever seen. So I was like, okay, there's a sign there. And then his passing was improving. So I was like, okay, there's a route here for him to be successful. But just from a skill perspective, he still lacked in areas that other athletic guys didn't lack in as much as he did. And if your whole offense is relying on you getting to the rim and your handle isn't very good,
right?
What's your role? Are you not just going to be pick and rolls in the dunker spot? So that's kind of where I was doing, because I didn't see a post game. I didn't see someone who could get to the rim from the outside. And 5 years ago it was true, and it's still true to this day. No right hand. So I'm just looking at him like there's clear deficiencies here that I don't know how it's going to work. But I think he could get like 22 a game just on pure athleticism. But in terms of superstar, I just didn't see the avenue for that. Because
I am playing the wrong sport. I don't like this right pads like in a helmet.
But I've been saying this about. I got hated for my opinion on Zion when he was averaging 27. So I've been consistent. I just don't see the avenue to superstardom with his
Mark. So I was up here when you weren't really praising Zion, but I don't like how everybody up here is acting like, and in the chat too, like we all didn't believe that Zion was going to be something different.
I did. Special. I thought he was going to be fantastic.
I thought he was going to be awesome.
I did. So Mars, you talk about the skill set. I mean, what is Giannis when he first shows up? Giannis is a 199-pound freak athlete who doesn't have a great skill set. He doesn't even know how to handle with his left hand. But all of that stuff developed when he got to the next level. And I thought that Zion, the same thing would happen to him. Now, don't get me wrong. He still is not strong with his right hand. The only time the ball touches his right hand is to go back to his left hand. I get that part. But he's so good with his left hand. He's so good with his left hand, and he's so good at getting to the basket that I just thought that, barring any health issues, because I didn't see him getting beat up on him not being healthy, that other stuff couldn't improve. I think we get stuck on the fact that when we see guys in school that they're not going to get better at the next level. And these guys do get better at the next level. I don't think I don't think Zion is the same guy that he was when he first showed up. I like to think that handle got a little bit crisper. I think his ability to pass got better as opposed to when he was at Duke. And I thought that, barring any health issues, the way we talk about guys like Vince Carter, we be talking about guys like him.
Yeah, he did improve for sure. I just didn't see, like, for example, with Giannis coming in, the allure with him was his athleticism, but he had a strong feel for the game. There was like he could be a point forward type. That they didn't project him becoming 6'11", 250 with all muscle. Like they didn't project that. They said he's 6'9", he can handle the ball, and he has playmaking feel, and in transition he's unstoppable. So like the blueprint for how Giannis could be successful was there. Now it was a long shot because he was a very raw prospect. So you could see the feel for the game from a skill perspective as a passer, decision maker, and those type of things. Zion, I just didn't see those things. That doesn't mean he couldn't develop it. And if he did, I would have just said I was wrong about him. But to this point, I mean, I think his handles got better. I still don't think he's great. And I think his passing's got better, but I mean, it's very left-hand dominant. I mean, but what can you do about that?
Aren't a lot of
and then defensively, he's worse. Like, he's way worse than he was as a prospect defensively. And that's because I think he's just bigger and less mobile than he was. Like, Zion, in my opinion, would have benefited if he could come to the NBA straight out of high school. That's when he was in his best shape, in my opinion. If you got high school Zion in the league, that's when he was, like, he just kept getting bigger. And I think it hampered his athleticism. And he was still a tremendous athlete, and he still is now. But high school Zion is when he was in his best shape, in my opinion. And that was an NBA level player, like athlete at that time. So that's probably when he should have been able to come in.
He's just too big to me, Chitchat.
Like, that was always my main concern with Zion, is that his size and how much he weighs. With the way that he does play, I didn't really think it was gonna work out for him health wise. So, and I caught this even back then, like when he was first coming out. I said that he was always gonna be injured, just because I didn't think he'd lose the weight. It's too much.
I do think some of it is just how he's built. I think he's just naturally big. Now, he's not helping himself, but I do think he's just a naturally bigger guy. So he'd have to be on an extreme regulation to stay at like.
Well, I mean, but he has the tools to do it. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. He's in the NBA. He has like some of the best professionals like around him that could get his body in shape. I just don't think that he wants to. I feel like he thinks that he's already made it. To me, I don't think that he has any drive to want to slim down or to get healthier. I think he's just fine with where he's at.
What's a good playing weight for Zion?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not nutritionist.
260,
260. What was he in college? Like 270?
I think he was.
I swear he was like.
I think he was like. I think he was like 280. I think he was. Like
was he that big?
That's what they were saying coming in.
He was
they were saying coming in he's 280. That's why a lot of the concerns started rolling in when he busted his shoe, and then they started talking like, oh, he's 280. Oh. Like in high school,
like,
I think he was like
on your joints and like your ankles, like all the time. Like it was never gonna, like, this is not surprising, like him always being injured, but yeah, it's the way that he plays.
Yeah, Mars was correct. I think when he came out and in high school, because I grew up watching Zion in that high school class. That body, I thought he could just go straight to the NBA and develop right there. He was so strong. I also remember his rookie year and in summer league, I think he grabbed the ball out of like Giannis's hands and he was just dominating. And he also did in the summer league too. I thought that dude was just too strong. I know he's not the best ball handler in the world. He doesn't have a perimeter jump shot, but too much of an athlete, too great of a lob threat. And with his left hand to get to the basket and just put his shoulder down on somebody and get to the rim, I thought he could be all NBA second team in the next like 5 years. But the weight was a big issue, and it's definitely hindered his athleticism. When you see him in transition, he doesn't nearly jump as high as he did in high school. And it's kind of sad.
Like his legs, he don't look like to run. He look like he run like this instead of like strides. Mm-hmm. I don't think he can. And
I don't think he can. It's sad, man.
He run like a fat dude, for real.
I mean, well,
I remember that. Rightfully so, Ox. Rightfully so.
Y'all remember in summer league when his very first play was like him ripping the ball out of somebody's hands?
That's what I'm talking about.
It was Kevin Knox. It was Kevin Knox.
I was like literally his very first play. I was like, uh-oh.
I think if Zion played football, he would be an all-pro level player. to me, he's definitely in like the wrong sport for his body type.
He should switch over like right now.
But see, that's what
Today,
this
today,
is what,
right
take the
now.
New Orleans uniform off.
this is what pisses me off though,
Just
because
go down to the dome.
Zion's having a very good season this year.
True.
Yes, he is. Yes,
Do
he
we
is.
not agree with this?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think he's been good this year. I think he's been good.
Yes,
Zion
Hey,
is
but-
turning-
Andrew, we can't hear you. I can't hear you.
But Mark, speaking of Kevin Knox, I was higher on Kevin Knox than Zion.
You believed in Kevin Knox?
What? Y'all didn't believe in Kevin? Y'all don't.
Not even-
Don't
not even
look like
close
that
to an
casual.
ounce
Don't
of
look like
belief.
that casual.
I watch
Kevin Knox
Kentucky
was in
basketball
college.
all the time.
Man, the
when
Fortnite
when
suit,
Kevin
man.
Knox-
We ain't
when
forget the
Kevin Knox-
Fortnite suit.
Like
What you
that?
talking about?
Right, that was too
Like,
corny.
like when
that-
Kevin Knox was at
corny.
Kentucky, y'all can't tell me y'all didn't think he was the man.
We
Nah.
talking about Zion, not like that.
I ain't believing Kevin Knox.
I
No.
didn't really believe in Kevin Knox. I knew
No.
people who believed in Kevin Knox. Trust me, I'm whole family's Kentucky fans, but
Okay.
nah, I didn't really believe in Kevin Knox.
No, not like that.
And then in the chat, and then in the chat gonna act like they wasn't riding with Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox was dope.
I remember
coming out of
Knicks
Kentucky.
fans were like praising Kevin Knox crazy after his rookie year. I think he made like an all rookie team or something because like he had like a few 20-point games. They're like, well, Kevin Knox, our next wing. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Who are you guys more disappointed in? Kevin Knox, or who did I don't like to phrase it that way. Who did you have higher expectations of? Kevin Knox or Cam Reddish?
Cam Reddish.
Those Paul George comps.
You couldn't convince me Cam Reddish wasn't going to be a superstar.
I'm not gonna lie. That Anthony Edwards clip also plays into the hype that Cam Reddish had, where they were talking about like who was the highest player that they had to go against, and everybody was like Cam because he used to cook them boys. But
Cam Reddish was different.
Bro, I thought I'm not gonna lie. I did think Anthony Edwards was gonna like have a good career. I thought he was gonna last in the NBA. I thought he was gonna be like a 10, 12-year NBA guy that does his thing. But I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I didn't know Ant was this nice though.
I was a big practitioner of LaMelo number 1 in that draft. Hindsight, I was wrong, but I believe.
I mean, what do you guys
I
think about the
LaMelo
Warriors
was
taking Wiseman?
Well, I knew that was the wrong pick.
But like, why was that the wrong pick though? Because like they did need a big man.
Yeah, not him.
Will, you cracked open the wrong can of worms. Go ahead, Mark.
Not to bash on James Wiseman. I mean, he's getting minutes in Detroit now, and he's still terrible. But I mean, it was the Warriors are a team where, I mean, of all teams in the NBA, the teams you probably need the highest level of IQ to play for is probably them, the Spurs, and the Heat. In my opinion, if you would like, that's probably the 3 teams where you need the highest level of IQ. So drafting a guy who had the IQ question marks, who only played 3 games in college, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, in my opinion. Just watching him play, it was clear he was living off his athleticism in transition, living off his athleticism in terms of blocking shots. And when it was time for him to play fundamentally sound defense without fouling, or fundamentally sound defense in the post without just getting spun off every time because you want to lean on someone, or when it's time to score in the half court or make decisions with the ball in his hands, he couldn't do it. And I didn't think he should have even gone to the league, but I understood when you're a top 3 projected pick, you probably don't want to just go to college and not get your money. So all credit to him. He went and got drafted, but I knew that number 2 to the Warriors was a terrible idea. I believed in Onyeka Okongwu way more than him, but that doesn't mean I would have took him at number 2. I was of the belief that the Warriors should have either traded the pick or traded down and got Denny Avdia or Tyrese Halliburton. That's what I would have done. Now, Denny Avdia looks good now.
The coaching there, Mars?
Or
like
just take
all the deficiencies. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We'll take LaMelo, but
or just take LaMelo.
We'll take LaMelo, but I didn't think LaMelo would have fitted because I think he was ball dominant and he just doesn't fit with Steph and Draymond and them. So that's why I wasn't going to take him. And Tyrese was just so much of a better shooter coming in. I believed in him off ball next to Steph more than LaMelo, but I would have took LaMelo or Denny. And I mean, Denny hasn't like been an all-star or anything, so I can still be wrong. But
Denny wouldn't be bad over there though.
I like Denny's been playing. Denny's been like Washington's like best player since Daniel Gafford's gone out.
But question though, Mars, like, so all the deficiencies that you just brought up about James Wiseman, then wouldn't you put that more on coaching? Because then shouldn't they have been able to get that like out of him or not?
Wasn't he when he first showed
he
up?
Had it in him, then yeah. I mean, I guess. I just didn't think he had a high level understanding for the game.
Right, because
I don't know if you get it out of someone. I think that's just you lack it.
Because he only played 3 games, but I mean, he did just off the strength of how big he was and his athleticism at that time. I think he was 11-7 his rook season. I mean, we can build on that. It wasn't like he was, I seen the beat. He wasn't that. There actually was something there when he first showed up. Now, the problem was that the Golden State Warriors were a championship level team. They didn't have time to develop him. Same logic was going on with Kuminga. They didn't have time to develop him. It had to be right now. Now, had he gotten into a program where they had some time to figure him out, had some time to develop him, I think we would have gotten a different James Wiseman. Where you get drafted at is a big deal. And since we're on the subject of draft, real quick, just so y'all know, Kevin Knox, the Knicks told Shea that, nah, we good. They told Mikal Bridges, nah, we straight. They also told Miles Bridges, thanks but no thanks. They told DiVincenzo, thanks but no thanks, brother. And they said Kevin Knox is our guy. Just want to put that on your mind.
I mean, in hindsight, that's a bad
belief
move.
Is belief. I mean, if you believe in Kevin Knox, I mean, you go with your guy. Like the Warriors believed in James Wiseman. I could have told them they were wrong. Shout out to his 11-7 or whatever he was as a rookie. It was terrible, but shout out to him. But I've always said some of it is because he only got to play 3 games in college because he wanted to take that under the table deal to go to Memphis, and he got caught, which is unfortunate because I know there's plenty of players who have done that and haven't got caught. So that just hindered him in terms of development because he didn't get to develop in college. So I can't blame him for that. But then also, like, there was so many like glaring flaws with James Wiseman that just didn't make sense to me. Why he was the number 2 ranked prospect.
When you say glaring flaws, Mars, like stuff that's obvious. Like what was obvious about James Wiseman?
To me, it was obvious that his athleticism wasn't. How do I say that?
Now we're talking about a 6'11" guy, Mars.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about
his athleticism wasn't functional for an NBA big. And what I mean by that is he was a tremendous athlete getting up and down, and he could explode vertically.
Right.
Side to sides, moving laterally, he couldn't do anything.
Right.
He couldn't move laterally to save his life. So he had athleticism where he can run fast and he can jump high. But in today's climate of the NBA, when you need bigs who are able to be agile on their feet, he didn't have that at all. His strength was limited, and not strength in terms of you can develop it. He just had such a very high base that you could just bump him easily because there was very little core strength, and he just had a very high center of gravity. That was a glaring flaw to me. His ability to map the floor didn't exist. Now, some could say, oh, well, he needed more development. He needed more reps. I'm a believer that either you have a feel for the game or you don't. You can make someone who doesn't have a feel for the game not a liability in that regard. But if you don't have a feel for the game, you're not going to become LUKA Doncic. That's just not going to happen. And he just lacked feel for the game, in my opinion. And also, when it comes to his scoring, there was jump shot potential that people liked, but there was nothing to like write home about in terms of consistency. And in the post, he had nothing to go to. Nothing. Like there was no
jump hook, no up and
post
under
work at all. Like, and if he's met with any sort of physicality in the post, instant he's stepping out, face up, jump shot. Like that's what he was doing. So
how do you get that highly ranked? How do you get that? How do you become that type of prospect without having a basic post package, without having a drop step, a jump hook, up and under, without having a basic spin over both shoulders? How do you even become this highly touted of a player?
Because it can't just be because I'm just bigger than everybody else. It can't just be that.
I mean, because in high school, it's because he was bigger, faster, stronger than everyone else, and he was putting up 5 blocks a game. That's what it was. He wasn't even much of like he. But that's how you get ranked number 1. And then when they don't see you in college because you can only play 3 games, it's like, well, we got to go off his high school projection. He was the number 2 player in the country. So it's like, what do we do? What do we do with someone who we haven't seen in college? And when we did, he was like 70% from the field or something. So like when you look at the stats, it's like, okay, he's been doing good in college. And then in high school, he was the number 1 guy. Let me look. In college, he was 19 points, so 20. He was basically 20 and 11.
I think Wiseman was the number 1 college player
on 77% shooting. So when you just look at that for what it is, 20 and 11 on 77%, and he was the number 1 ranked player in the country coming out of high school. That's a top 3 pick. Like that's how they're viewing it. I'm just saying I saw glaring weaknesses. Maybe I studied James Wiseman way more than any other prospect. So I
watched him too.
I was a Warriors fan back at this time. So I was making keen focus on the top 3 prospects in the draft to see who the Warriors should get. And I just seen too many flaws.
Still, like even with those deficiencies, I think with what the Warriors needed and where they were picking, I think that was the obvious pick. Like, and I think I have to blame coaching because then why do you pay like all these coaches these millions of dollars if a guy that has all this potential, if you can't get the best out of him?
I just didn't think he had all that potential.
See, Miles, when the one thing, because like you just said, which is glaring about his athleticism. Sure, I can't teach a guy to jump fast, to jump high and run fast. I can't teach you that. But that's a plus because I could teach you the other stuff if you can already run fast and jump high. I can teach you agility. I can teach you footwork. I can teach you all of that because the athleticism is clearly there. You just told me that, how fast he can run, how high he can jump. And when I'm watching him in Memphis in the limited time that I saw him at Memphis, he could knock down an elbow jump shot. Well, it wasn't consistent, but once we get to the next level, we can work on that and we can get that shot, right? We can get that shot. Now, I'm thinking with him at the Golden State, with that action that they run, because again, I'm thinking about him with his athleticism and the fact that he could knock down an open shot. With the dribble handoffs that they run, I'm thinking, they could implement this guy into the offense and he could really help them. Plus, with Draymond schooling him to what was going on, I thought that would really help. But it was a weird season, wasn't it? In the bubble, not in the bubble. It was after the bubble.
The year after the bubble, yeah.
It was the year after the bubble, and like it just seemed like a weird season. And his development wasn't what it could have been if he had been on another unit. Because I thought the skill set and I thought the athleticism was there. Because that other stuff we can teach that. I can teach you how to block out. I can teach you lateral footwork, especially if you're an athlete, because he wasn't a dunce, Mars. He wasn't a big klutz where he's just falling over himself. No, he wasn't that. He was not that. I'd like to think he was a lot better of an athlete than we give him credit for. And in terms of not being that smart, well, of course, he was 19 years old. I do know that you have to have a feel for a game. Sure, Mars. I have a feel for rebounding. I have a feel for knocking down a shot. I have a feel for running the floor. I feel like I could teach you the other stuff and dumb it down, where it doesn't have to be that complex, because there's plenty of guys that play in the game that are high-level players who aren't that smart. And because they're not that smart, that doesn't hinder them still being really good.
I can't blame it. I can't blame it on coaching if you have like no IQ. You know what I'm saying? If your IQ is bad, like I can teach you, but if you just don't understand basketball, I can't blame that on the coach. Like, yeah, I mean, I gotta coach you up, teach you the plays, teach you the whatever we're doing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things that you gotta hold yourself accountable for.
Sure.
Yeah, like there's some things you just won't understand. Like, you can be taught a play and like what the reads are, but then when the defense counters it in a way that you haven't been taught, how do you react to that? He can't do that. He can go with what he's taught. Like it's like studying for a test. If you have the answers to the questions, yeah, in the test you can get the answers right. But unfortunately, a defense isn't just gonna have the same answers every time. Now, if they have a counter, James Wiseman, what do you do? If they overplay Steph Curry on the dribble handoff, what's your next move? He doesn't know. Like, he only knows, I got to throw it to Steph. What's after that? I don't know what I'm meant to do. Now I have to think for myself, and I'm cooked. He doesn't even, he's a big and he doesn't know how to set screens. But
Mark, there's basic things that we learned early on in basketball, like basic things as far as moving without the ball, finding open spots. Finding open spots is something you're supposed to learn in JV basketball. You know what I mean? So it's like if you can't find the open spot, you can't go set a screen away from the ball when there's other action going on here. Just, you know what I'm saying? Those are simple things you have to do in case there's a breakdown. If you don't know what to do, okay, do something. You know what I'm saying? Go set an off screen, find the open spot, get big, show your hands. You know what I'm saying? You're 7 feet tall. So there's certain you have to have some baseline of an IQ to be able to get through.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just didn't see it. That's all it was. And I even said it doesn't mean I think he's just not going to be in the league. I thought in the right situation he could still be like a backup big somewhere, but just I didn't see star or anything. And I mean, I'm watching him in Detroit. We spoke about Sabonis' defense yesterday. Ox, you weren't here, but we spoke about it. James Wiseman is one of the worst defensive bigs the NBA has ever seen. Like, he's that bad on defense. He's terrible. So. And that's another reason why, like, offensively there was a path to success in terms of his jump shooting ability, pick and pop, lob threat, all of that. Sure, defense, like, it's why Jahlil Okafor didn't work out. He couldn't play defense. James Wiseman can't play defense. Right? No, he can block a shot occasionally. He doesn't alter shots at all. He jumps on way too many up fakes. And if you get in, like, what's the way to deter a shot blocker? You get into their body and make their rim protection, make their length. You nullify it. If you get into James Wiseman's body, he's in the stanchion. Like, he can't do anything. So, like, Yeah, and then pick and roll. Oh my God, it's bad in pick and
Don't
roll.
start it, Mars. Please don't even start.
So that's why that's one of the that really is offensively. Even if I did think he had like some level of potential, defensively he's so bad. His ceiling would have been a backup.
He just doesn't look like he knows.
And his freedom type. That would have been his ceiling.
That's
and his freedom
more than anything.
And he couldn't even like in Golden State. He couldn't even catch the ball consistently. But like I don't know if that's just him or he wasn't ready for passes. But he had
got
terrible
small
hands. Maybe I don't know his hand measurement either. But yes, unfortunate James Wiseman. He just doesn't pan out. I mean, I've been wrong about prospects, but I was right about him. I know I was right about him.
All right, y'all. I got a super chat from Almighty. What's up, Casual? You got something to say?
Nah, I'm chilling.
On that? All right, cool. Almighty Lambo said, y'all doing your best not to talk about the future East champs. The Cleveland Max Struces, I see. Luka pack in the air. This gas or what?
Almighty, do yourself a favor, Almighty. When you send a super chat, be specific because I'm 100% confident when we had our team rankings in September, where did Chill have the Cleveland Cavaliers? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm all ears. Where did Chill have the Cleveland Cavaliers?
You had them too.
I had them at number 3 before the season started. That's where I had them at. As of right now, I think they're the 3rd best team in the NBA. I'm sorry. Yeah, if we're talking about best teams in the league.
The entire NBA?
The guys that I'm worried, the way that they're playing right now. Yes. So it's Boston, it's Minnesota, and I think it's Cleveland.
They're better than Denver.
Right now, yes.
So like right now, 7-game series.
Today. They better
Today,
than Denver.
7-game series, Nuggets, Cavs, finals.
I ain't talking about the playoffs.
You hyping Denver right now?
I'm just talking about the playoffs.
You not hyping Denver right now?
You're not hyping Denver. I don't care what seed Denver is. I don't care what seed Denver is.
Let Big Ox ride that train by himself. No, he can ride that train by himself. They got the best player on the planet. There's no way that I'm just going, no, I'm good on Denver. No. But back to Cleveland. The only guy that I'm worried about is Mobley. And the fact that Mobley isn't developing as fast as I'd like him to. And I think that's due to him being banged up. He's not as aggressive as he was last year defensively. He's not as aggressive as he was offensively last year. He's actually beefed up and he's got some bulk on him. But I think those injuries have affected him mentally, where he's not really trying to do what he did last season and trying to build on that. He still rebounds, but I thought that he'd be a better rebounder this year. I was talking about Evan Mobley before the season started being the defensive player of the year. I thought he was going to be the best defensive player in the game. With that being said, Donovan Mitchell, I still stand on it to this day. He's the best 2 guard in the game. I think that if we was having a conversation about the league MVP, I think he's in the top 5 in that. That team lost Evan Mobley. They lost Darius Garland, and they still, with Jared Allen and Donovan Mitchell, were a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference until they got those guys back. So the fact that when are we going to start talking about them? I've been talking about the Cavs because I thought that they were going to build off what they did last year, and they're doing that. So speak for yourself, brother.
Well, I'm a huge Cavs fan. My issue is like I had them as a 2nd seed in the East coming into the season. I thought they were a really good team in the regular season. I still need to see them in the postseason before I view them as one of the better teams in the league. Like you said, I have issues on Mobley. I'm still waiting on that Mobley leap. I think the Cavs all depend on Mobley. I mean, defensively, it's there. We know what he is defensively. It's an offensive leap. Could he be pushing 18 to 20 points per game and get more aggressive? Maybe he's just not in his natural position. I don't know. Maybe the Cavs don't like the Jared Allen, Evan Mobley pairing. I don't know. But also Garland, too. Didn't really like him in the postseason last year. He didn't have a great game last night. Could he step up and be a number 2 in the postseason? I need to wait and see before I say they're like the 3rd best team in the NBA. But, I mean, if they are the 3rd best team and you're gassing them up, hey, go Cavs.
I think the Cavs are on very borrowed time because I don't think that Donovan Mitchell stays there long term. So
why though? Why? What's the problem? Why is he not? Why does he not want to be in Cleveland? And I know where you're going with this too, Will. You're a front-running Knicks fan. That's why I know where Will going with this. Because Will's a front-running Knicks fan and he want to see him in New York. But I'm gonna let Will go. Go ahead, Will. Why is Donovan Mitchell not staying in Cleveland? And before you answer that, Will, just so you know, LeBron James played 11 seasons in Cleveland. Let's want to put that on.
I mean, well, LeBron is from there, so I think he had like incentive to want to be in Cleveland. But look, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think it's just too many rumors about Donovan Mitchell not wanting to stay there long term. So I could definitely see him holding out in terms of he's not going to sign a new deal. And then the Cavs, I think, after this season, I believe Mitchell has like a player option. I think that they're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to, next season. So do you want to hold him and try to go on a run and possibly lose him for nothing? Or do you trade him to get something back for a player of Donovan Mitchell's level? But I don't think he's there long term. Like, that's just my gut feeling.
Right.
But what do they do if they trade Donovan Mitchell, though? Like,
say it again?
What do they do if they trade Donovan Mitchell? Where do the Cavs go? Like, why would they not try to keep going all in with Donovan Mitchell, a top 15 player in the league?
Because casual, you can't go somewhere with somebody that wants to get out the car.
But how do we truly know he wants to get out of the car and that's just not
right.
rumor?
Okay, wait. So then casuals. Okay, so then go sign like a new contract. Then I'm sure Cleveland offered him some. So go.
They don't have to do it right now.
Why not?
Like a year or two.
Why wait?
Why? They got 2 years left, bro. They got 2 years.
I mean, no one's signing a contract 2 years early unless he's like on a rookie deal and you're trying to finesse like the cap or anything. Like no one's signing a contract 2 years in advance.
And with the young crew that they got a much better upside than a lot of other teams in the league. A lot of other teams. So before he gets on that crew, they're a play-in team. He gets on that team last year. They're a top 5 seed in the East. This season, they're a top 2 seed in the East. So they're clearly getting better. And on top of that, they have his bird rights. So if they do extend him, he can make the most money there. So I don't understand why he would want to leave there. 1, in terms of money. 2, in terms of building a team that can compete for a championship. There's no reason for him to leave.
I'm just saying, chill. Like it is a lot of reason for him to stay. Money incentives, even winning incentives too. He got younger guys around him, and he's actually the man on that team. But it's like when you got Pat Riley, that's you?
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Oh, LeBron and AD. They want me to come to the palm trees and hey, beautiful women, amazing nightlife. I get endorsements. I get this. I get that. How do you turn down Los Angeles?
How does Donovan Mitchell get to New York? You have to. What are you trading, Julius Randle? Like, how does Donovan Mitchell?
Everybody just assumes that New York is where he'd end up, but I don't really think. I don't know like what they have to offer, especially after giving up RJ and Emmanuel quickly.
Exactly. Like I'm Cleveland. Why would I want Julius Randle?
Yeah, but then okay, you have to look at it like this. Okay, let's say next season comes, he still hasn't signed something. Now it's like you're panicking because you don't want to lose him for nothing. So I think like once that contract starts to run down, you usually don't get as much back as you would have if he had multiple years.
Well, what's the worst case
like
scenario?
The Cavs would like, but the thing is, if you really know he's going to leave, then you just have to trade him when he's expiring because you can't punt on a team that you have right now when he still has 2 years left. You're just giving up because they trade Donovan Mitchell. I don't know what they can get in return other than draft picks to like help them win now. Then you're leaving them with Jared Allen, Garland, Mobley, kind of like the 2021 team. It's like a 7 seed in the East. It's like 8 seed.
And on top of that, if they go deep into the playoffs, why would we not continue to build on what we already have right now? I mean, if we're going to lose Donovan Mitchell, what do the Knicks have to give us? Because just so you know, we gave up 4 1s for Donovan Mitchell and Markkanen to Utah. So if we giving up Donovan Mitchell, don't think we handed him over to the Knicks for a bucket of extra crispy and a 6-pack. They're going to have to empty that roster in order to give. They're going to have to come up with something substantial to get Donovan Mitchell. And the same logic goes for the Lakers or any other team that's interested in Donovan Mitchell. Any of those other teams, including the Miami Heat.
I did want to put out there, though, that I am not a Knicks fan because, like, Cho kind of he kind of made it seem like that's my team. But, nah, like, I don't think that it's just the Knicks. I just think any big market team, I think it would be tempting for him to go there. That's all. Like, and as I said, there's too many rumors. Usually, I feel like players would come out and they would shut that down if they really are happy, but he's not. So why not? And I think actions speak louder than words anyway. So until I see him sign an extension with the Cavaliers, I'm going to always be in that mindset that this is probably not where he's thinking long-term is where he wants to be.
I think that's a conversation for next year. He still has multiple years left. It's a conversation for next year.
I hear what you're saying, Will. I just don't like the idea of, like the last thing you said, like shutting down rumors. You know what I'm saying? Like when players don't address rumors, I personally, like, I don't look at that as a big deal at all. You know what I mean? Like,
why not?
Like,
I don't think so.
Because
either.
like I don't feel like you need to address the media or things like that. Especially, you know, it's the middle of the season. I got things to focus on. I'm riding with my boys. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? If anything, we're ignoring the rumors, you know, especially if they're not true. If it's not true, I don't got no time for that. Like, that's just my personal.
And how do we know, Big Ox, that Donovan Mitchell isn't happy? This could very well be something that the media conjured up to make it seem like he's not unhappy. Make it seem like he's unhappy in Cleveland. I've never heard him say, yeah, this is just a pit stop. I heard Chris Webber say that it was a pit stop when he was in Sacramento. Turns out he ended up staying there. But I know when guys are not happy, and Donovan Mitchell has yet to say that I'm not happy here. We're talking about the same dude who was in Utah for 5 years. It wasn't like he came from Los Angeles or Miami or Cleveland. He was in Utah. So
that's a fact.
I think you got enjoys being a Cav. I mean, as a Cavs fan, he always tweets out hashtag let him know. I mean, do you want him to come out and say, I'm a Cav for life, I'm for sure re-signing in 2020? I don't think so. And I think
you end up like Kyrie Irving that way.
And that could bite a player in the behind. Remember when Kyrie's like, oh, I'm a Celtic for the future or whatever. He said that. And then he ended up leaving. Like, that's more often than not, that just ends up biting in the behind and looking like a cold take in the future.
Right. So actually, the question: if the Cavs don't end up, let's say this season, going that deep in the postseason, do you think that the noise gets louder? Let's say they get knocked out in like the second round. Of course
it does.
But the noise is all media narrative, though. It's all like the media and fans saying, oh, Donovan Mitchell's leaving. But none of it is from Donovan Mitchell, though. It's all just us chatting.
And in casual, with that being said, the media is just doing their job. You know what I'm saying? They're just doing their job.
Clicks.
Yes, I don't blame media for doing their job. I don't blame us for doing our job right now, talking about it. But so you got to remember this, though, Will. Well, you got to remember this. You see that jersey behind casual right there?
Yeah,
it's hard to see.
This is an XL jersey, men's, by the way. It's just far back.
LeBron on your window?
Hey, the Lakers.
Yeah, it's LeBron.
Is that LeBron on your window?
Yeah.
We need his top 10 list at the end of the show. Right?
Hey, the Lakers
not leaving here. He is not leaving here without giving us his top 10.
No way, Ron. He can't let him go without that top 10.
Not leaving.
But the Lakers, I point that jersey out not for LeBron James, but because the Laker media cartel is alive and well. They are alive and well. They're gonna make sure to muddy up that water.
Yes, they
Lakers
are.
have no chance of getting down.
Okay, fine. So then, how come we're not hearing like any reports about like Darius Garland like wanting to leave or any of their other?
Why would he want to leave?
No, what I'm saying is, why just the focus then on Donovan Mitchell?
Because he's the best player on the team.
When he was in Utah and then he came to Cleveland, like that was already like, isn't he from? Am I mistaken? Is he like from the New York area?
Yeah, he's from Westchester County.
Yeah, because Darius Garland is tied down till 2028. That's why.
Yeah, I think that was a rumor when he got initially traded like 2 years ago. Like that was just the rumor. Again, this would be a better conversation for a year when he's like on the expiring, and then we get to see the postseason run. I think it's a bit too early to forecast whether Mitchell is going to leave, and I don't want to hear that. Because I don't want the Cavs to be bad. Like
even if they did get knocked out in the second round, that's an improvement from last year, Will, which they'll build on, which means that we're getting closer to where we're trying to go. I mean, they go from being in the play-in to making the playoffs last year to now being a semifinals team. I don't think there's anybody that thinks that the Cavs can win the NBA championship. I think that their ceiling is the Eastern Conference Finals this year. If they got past the Eastern Conference Finals this year, I would be blown away by that. I don't think that they're an NBA Finals team. But for them to make it to the semifinals and be in a dogfight series with whomever, end up in a 6-7 game series, that's definitely something to build on. And I don't think that your best player is looking at that going, man, this team isn't going anywhere. With a bunch of 25 and 24-year-olds, he's absolutely looking at this group going, yo, we getting close. Let's keep building on this.
And he's the man, too. Like
on top of that,
the man.
No,
he's not like going to go to the Lakers and be a second or third option. He's the man.
No, like that's fair. And I'm not saying that he
40-year-old
definitely going to.
Why do I want to do that? Wow.
But I just think that we gotta admit that there is that possibility. And to me, you guys are saying that, okay, him coming out and let's say clearing up rumors, it doesn't really mean anything. But I think it does do a lot for that unit. So that now people don't have to necessarily always be talking about it. And now that's not a discussion point. It's just like we can focus on the basketball versus the media focusing on or getting questions on what Donovan Mitchell's future is going to be. I'm not saying that he has to come out and say that he's a Cavalier for life. We could be like, yo, like this is where I'm at and I'm happy here and I'm not like looking to leave at the time or whatever. Just something to just quiet it for right now. But he doesn't do any of that.
Players
That's all I'm saying. Like, it doesn't take too much
say
to
that
put out
too,
like
then
a
leave
tweet.
a year later. So
say it again.
Players can also say they're happy and then leave a year later.
No, that's true.
100% confident I saw Paul George sign an extension and demand to be traded the very next season.
Players can do that.
100% confident I saw.
I get what you're trying to say, though.
All right,
win for next year.
I gotta ask because we're here on the Cavaliers. As of right now, as currently stands, they're 38-19, number 2 in the East. They have the 4th best record in the NBA right now. Over the next 3 years, what is the highest expectation that you can have of the Cavs? What's their ceiling and what's their floor? I gotta ask everybody.
If they keep doing what they're doing and they keep trending the way that they're trending, they're going to compete for the NBA championship at some point in the next 3 years. If they keep doing what they're doing, because they're going this way. So I don't think that they're a first-round exit this year. I definitely don't think that they lose the way that they did last year, how they just got roughed up. I definitely don't think that that happens. But I think that if they can continue to do what they're doing, adding Donovan Mitchell being the better passer that he is this year, and the way that this group has been defensively, I think they got the 2nd best defense in the league. They're definitely trending forward. If they keep doing that, I think that they're an NBA Finals team. Can they win the NBA championship? That's another question. I think that's something different, because when you win in the NBA championship, you more than likely are winning the NBA championship with a top 3 player in the game. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is that good. I don't, unless Evan Mobley turns into Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, Mobley's gonna have to. I feel like if they want to be a finals team, it's up to Evan Mobley.
Yes.
That's just me. And it's also Garland too. Can Garland, if the current team as constructed, can Garland be that bona fide second option on a team that can make a title run? It's going to come down to that. I know what I'm getting at D-Mitch. They have a bunch of shooters around them too. That's why they've been winning a lot of games. They have an Eastern Conference Finals ceiling right now. Their ceiling next 3 years, it just all depends how they play this year, to be honest.
And for the record, Ron, Max Strus yesterday going 5 for 5 on the long ball line. What do you think he did the game before that?
Oh, for what?
0 for 3 at the long ball line. So this is who Max Strus is. On the one hand, he'll just be 0 for 7, 0 for 4, and then 2 games later, he'll go like 8 for 9 on the long ball line. And the Cavs got one of the best shooters in the game. No, they don't. They do not. They got a good shooter, a very inconsistent shooter. That's the problem that we have with them. And I think Donovan Mitchell would be a double-digit assist man if those guys converted more.
True, but Chill, you know what the problem with that is for me?
I don't.
It's not the fact that you went 0 for 3. I'm mad that you went 0 for 3. Like, bro, if you're going to go 0 for 3, I need you to go 0 for 7.
If you're going 0
shoot
for
the ball.
Right. Come on, crack the ball.
You remember
you only shot 3 shots?
That's it.
Come on, bro. Get
Max Strus
I
went
just
like
give you
0
shit
for 10 in the finals? Max Strus went like 0 for 10 in the finals or something like that in game 1. Like that's like the type of shooter he is. He went like 0 for 10 or something.
And then game 2 in the first quarter, he had like 12 points or something.
Exactly.
Yes, right. Don't forget the year before that, he had 2 straight games. 0 for 7, 0 for 9. He did that in 2 straight games.
That's who he is.
Where he will do that. But then he'll come out and he'll go 12 for 14 on the long ball line. So that's what you got to live with when you got Max Strus. He'll get going.
And last night, we did that in like 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Will, Mars, Bob, you guys want to let me know what your ceiling for the Cavs is over the next 3 years?
So if the group is together in 3 years, if Mitchell is still there, then I think then expectations in 3 years should be a championship, because then how do you keep building from where you're at right now? And we're not talking about the Cavs being a legit contender. And I definitely do agree, is like Evan Mobley and also Darius Garland, how they develop as well is very crucial. But for sure, like if they stay together, then the talk should be about a championship.
The problem
is they didn't develop like how people think that they should have.
I don't think they'll be able to stay together, because remember, Mars, you just mentioned it. They got Darius Garland locked up till 28. He's on a max deal. Evan Mobley's still on his rook deal, which is up next year. They have an opportunity to extend him after next year, so they're going to have to pay him. Jared Allen also, who I thought should have been an all-star. So we can't pay everybody, so they're going to run into that problem. So when they run into that problem, we're going to have to make some decisions. And it's hard to upgrade guys when you got to pay guys unless you're going to get younger guys. Yeah. So that's going to be an issue too.
Mars, Ox, Cavs, 3 years. They got potential, a little bit. Championship.
I mean, it depends on matchups, but I guess I mean, if everyone gets hurt, they can make the finals.
Wait. Why can't I hear Ron? I can hear everybody with Ron. What do you ask?
Ask him again, Ron.
You can't hear me?
Ron's frozen on my screen.
Yo,
he ain't asked much important.
Yeah. He was asking about the Cavs, Big Ops. What do you think about
what can the Cavs do in the next 3 years?
Yo, Bozo head.
Okay.
All right, we'll keep it lit though. We'll keep it pushing. I guess now is a good time to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of the show, the title of the show. Luka Doncic and the Mavericks. As we seen last night, Max Strus hit a crazy shot, knocked him out. But before that, Luka got a nice assist, led to a dunk from PJ Washington, and they would have won the game. In that game, Luka had 45 points, 14 assists, 9 rebounds.
7 uncontested rebounds.
7 uncontested, so 2 rebounds.
Yeah, Big Ox. Make sure we put that part in there. Yep. Yeah,
so I gotta ask you guys. This is
crazy because I have no idea what Mars is talking about because I cannot hear Ron.
We're talking about Luka Doncic last night. He had 45, 14, and 9 in the loss to the Cavs. And then Ron's about to ask, where does Luka rank in the NBA right now?
Ron, drop Big Ox and see if he can come back so he can hear you.
No, I'm fine being translator.
Oh, all right. Okay. No problem. All right.
Hey, tell him to make a layup.
You've been asked to make a layup, Ox.
Hey, but
hey, me and Ron supposed to play 1-on-1 on Friday. We're gonna live stream it too, so y'all be sure to tap into that.
And you wasn't gonna tell us that, Ron? That's crazy.
You was not gonna say a word neither, Ron, was you? You wasn't gonna say nothing, by the way.
Because I'm trying to talk Ox off the hill. He don't got to do this.
Oh,
he just said he said he wasn't trying to tell anyone because he's trying to make you not play because you're gonna ruin your credibility basically.
Can't make layups.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna jump out and come right back. I gotta be able to hear.
All right.
Damn,
anyway,
translations. That's crazy.
All right, y'all. I gotta know what's Luka's case to be the best player in the NBA. Does he have one, and where do you guys have him ranked?
Luka Doncic. Does he have
seen Luka dominate since he got in the league? Yes, we've seen him dominate since he got in the league. This year, if we're looking at his body of work this year, it's very arguable.
I don't think Luka's the best player in the world. I reserve that for Jokic. But right now, I think Luka is the second best player in the world. Maybe third if you want to still say Giannis is the second best player. But if you take Jokic out the equation, there's a very good chance that Luka Doncic is the best player in the world. I mean, he at least has the argument. I mean, what'd you say, Ron? 45, 14, 9. And I think you also did almost 60% shooting, 6 for 11 from 3. He's the MVP right now if the Mavs had a better record. To me, Luka is one of the best offensive engines of my lifetime. I mean, this is a guy who's leading the league in scoring about 34.5 points per game. He's giving you about, I know it's a guard, but about 9 rebounds a game, which is a plus. And he's about third in assists, about 10 a game on great efficiency, about 49%. I mean, a walking triple-double at that efficiency, that's insane stuff. I mean, he also dropped 73 points, albeit against the Hawks. 73 points this season. And we also know Luka Doncic, he didn't make it last year, but he's proven when the lights get bright, you can trust him. He's clutch, and he's one of the best playoff scorers in NBA history. That's who Luka Doncic is. I think he's an unreal offensive engine. I would prefer Jokic, though. I think Jokic has been more an efficient offensive engine. I trust him to run my offense. But if we all agree that Jokic is the best player in the world, who's 2, then I think it would be Luka Doncic. And he's doing insane stuff this year.
Will?
I mean, I think there definitely is a case for Luka to be the best player in the NBA. Like, it's definitely debatable for sure, but I don't think he is. For me, top of my head, I think Luka's like 3rd or 4th best player in the league. To me, I'd have to probably go Jokic, Giannis, and I think I might go Tatum like over Luka as well. Look, hold on.
Last time he was here, he said KD's better than Giannis. What just happened?
Tatum.
Last time he was here, he said KD was better than Giannis.
I knew it was
keep going, Will. Keep going. I'm sorry, Will.
Keep going,
Will. Keep going, Will.
I'm saying right now, if I had to
you.
pick, I'm just going off the top of my head. Who I think is better than Luka right now, as I say, Jokic, Giannis, and Tatum. Now, my main issue with Luka is it's like what casual.
Tatum's the third best player in the
Quiet,
world.
Ron. Zip it.
He just made the list up on the
Quiet,
fly.
Ron.
No,
Zip it up.
so here's my thing. I agree that the stats that Luka puts up are crazy and they jump out. And I feel like that's why everybody is very high on him. And I get it that this season he's been a lot better defensively, but I still think that he lacks in that area. So to be the best player in the NBA, I think that you have to be very good on both sides. And I think that Luka, even though again he has improved defensively, I don't believe that he's there on that side because I think that he has to exude so much on the offensive side of the ball. I believe that Tatum, right? I think that a lot of people they give him hate because of the Celtics. They have the best overall team, but I think that a lot of people downplay that he's the best player on the best team in the NBA, and he gives you both ways. So I get the argument for Luka, but I don't think he's the best player in the NBA. Nah.
If Luka put up Tatum's numbers, his averages would drop. That's all I'm gonna say. And where's Embiid in that conversation then?
Well,
if
Luka put up Tatum's numbers, how about maybe Dallas might be better? Maybe because
and
those
also
other guys
casual
might be doing other things.
How
about
Luka
that
takes
for
the
an
most
idea?
shots like in the NBA per game. I think he takes like 24 shots a game.
Because he has more offensive, he has more responsibility. I mean, we saw
Yeah,
that.
that's the problem.
Okay,
And
but
maybe that's the
problem.
Grenades.
And maybe that's the problem. And maybe that's the problem, Casual. But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Keep going, Will. Keep
But
going.
also, who would you want with more offensive responsibility? Who would you want with more
Yeah, he's
offensive?
loving this.
Who would you want with more offensive responsibility, Luka or Jason Tatum?
I wouldn't want any of those guys with more responsibility. You know why? Because we're not winning. Here's what the problem is with Luka. The problem with Luka is that he has to do as much as he has to do, which is why when the NBA Finals comes around, we see him at home. When the Western Conference Finals comes around, we see him at home because he's got so much responsibility. He shouldn't have to. How many 60-20 games? How many 45-14-9? How many 50-14-8 games do I have to see from Luka to recognize that this guy should not, as awesome as he is? And if I'm thinking about a player being awesome, I think about how awesome Luka is, his ability to distribute. Him rebounding. Mars and I go back and forth about Luka, those uncontested rebounds, which, by the way, lead to buckets. They lead to transition points. They lead to half-court points. That's a big deal. But the fact that he has to do as much as he has to do in order for them to win, which they're not doing, because last night, by the way, they lost. It was a prayer, but they lost. Don't get me wrong. They lost. It was a dogfight. It was a dogfight, though. The fact that he went 45-14-9, and they were in a dogfight with the team that is awesome, and Kyrie Irving, who a lot of y'all dudes tell me is better than Scottie Pippen. Why is this dude having to go 45?
Nobody said 14? That. Shit.
Man, you know
Nobody would never say that.
I don't think you would have just made that up. I think.
How many times I heard y'all dudes tell me that was a random thing to make up. How many times I heard Kyrie Irving is a better number? He's a better number 2 than Scottie Pippen. Anyway, the point that I'm making is that the fact that Luka has to do all that he has to do in order for these guys to win, I think it's just too much. Now, in terms of Luka being the best player on the planet, I think we're getting close. Sure, I absolutely think we're getting close. But y'all dudes know how I feel about Jason Tatum. Y'all know what it is.
I just don't know if that how does that make Tatum as an individual, or how does that hurt Luka's individual case as an individual player that he has to do more? I mean, they're a Max Strus heater away from just winning that game in Cleveland.
Correct.
But I think it's Luka's stats that people would say makes him the best player.
Well, it's not just stats; it's ability. The ability to lead the league in scoring, the ability to also be top 3 in assists, the ability to do it at that efficiency. Even if he had less responsibility, he's still going to do it on great efficiency.
No, that's fair. But to me, I just think that Tatum overall is just better than him for the defensive side of the game.
He's better than him on defense. Yeah.
He is better than him.
But I think that people also, it's like I brought up. Oh, sorry.
I mean,
the responsibility that Luka has, that Dallas team is set up around that responsibility that he has. That responsibility of him distributing, that responsibility of him scoring. That's how they built that unit around him. Now, if Luka's game were to change, which I don't think it is, because that's just his game, I think that they would be better. But the way he plays, that's not conducive to winning, because he has to do way too much in order for them to win. The fact that Jason Tatum is on the team that he's on, and he's still producing the way he is producing, I think that speaks volumes for his game. Because if you put Luka on Boston, they win in the NBA championship. So is Luka still going 35, 15, and 8 with all of those dudes? He's still pounding the basketball as much as he is? Is he still dominating the basketball as much as he is? Because the offense now changes with Luka. You have to be more conducive to what Luka's skill set is. It's not like you're just giving the ball to Luka and we're just going to let him rock with all of these guys that we have. Because we already seen what happened with him and Porzingis. We saw how that was going. Well, with that being said, Luka, his game, I don't know if in terms of it changing, but I think that the way he plays, that's not conducive to winning because he has to do too much. That's all.
Did you feel this way about 1987 Michael Jordan?
And not just 1987 Jordan. I also felt the same way, Mars, about 2008, 2009 James, when he led the Cavs in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. As awesome as he was, as awesome as Luka is, I'm thinking to myself, why does this dude have to do this much in order for us to win? He shouldn't have to do that much.
In 2009, you thought LeBron was the best player in the game.
And I still feel like that. But with that being said, I still didn't think that he had to do as much. He shouldn't have to do as much in order for them to win.
And that's not on.
No, I get that. But I'm saying, like,
even if he's in a situation where he has to do less, I'm just saying he has the ability to do it no matter what. No matter what his situation, he has the ability, even if he goes to a reduced role, to lead the league in scoring and score that many points. That's his ability. That's him.
Anybody that shoots 25 shots a game has the ability to lead the team.
Not everybody.
Scoring.
Not everybody.
Everybody that's a top 50 player in the NBA.
No.
Can shoot 25 shots a game.
Not all shots are created equal. Not all.
If you're a top, especially if you're a guard, if you can shoot the three ball,
Right.
You're a guard and you shoot 25 shots a game, you can lead the league in scoring.
Not all shots are created equal, though. Depends how they.
I'm very well aware of that. I'm very well aware of that. What I'm saying is, any top 30 guard in the NBA that's shooting 25 shots a game can lead the NBA in scoring. That doesn't mean you're better than anybody. It's just like it's basketball. It's not hard to shoot the ball and hit the goal in the rim. If you shoot 25 of those, you can lead the NBA.
But it's also at what efficiency, though, too, as well. Like, are they going to be as efficient on that 25
You can't just chuck shots. No, you can't just.
I'm not saying chuck shots. I'm saying anybody, any top 20, 30 guard in the NBA can shoot 25 shots.
And it's also not just. It's also not leading the league in scoring. Luka is not just some. I'm also a scorer. It's also being able to run an offense and being the third in assists and being the guy who can always be top 5 in assists. He's also giving you that as well. Dude who can set up guys.
What is he giving you defensively?
Which goes back to Ron's question. When Ron asked me, Ron, how did I feel about LeBron James in 2008, 2009? What did I think of him?
Clear
best player in the world.
And why did I think he was the best player in the world? You think just because he led them in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals? I think he finished second that year in Defensive Player of the Year. On top of that. So it wasn't just because he was a bucket getter. It wasn't just
which means he was doing even more than Luka, right?
Right, and I still felt like he shouldn't have had to do that much.
It should hold him back more because if he's doing it on both ends, that means he's doing even more. I'm not arguing.
He was definitely better. He was definitely better than Luka.
And Luka's definitely better than Tatum. But we're arguing about how much they have to do for their team.
Also,
if LeBron had to be a top 3 defender in the league while also leading his team in points, rebounds, and assists offensively, he has a larger responsibility to than Luka, which means
also a compliment to your team.
He's even more less likely to win.
That's also a compliment to your game.
Definitely better than Tatum, though. Like how you just said, Mars, or is it debatable?
Like Mars thinks he's clear.
I'm gonna be honest. Will, I'm pretty sure you thought Luka was better than Tatum until like last week. I don't know what's happened in the last week since.
Wait, what? Stephen A. said he was MVP on first take.
This Jason Tatum top 3 thing you've never even implied it. When we were talking about Giannis, you never even brought up Tatum's name when we were talking about players better than Giannis. You said KD's name. You never brought up Tatum.
He was just saving him, Mars. He was just
but now all of a sudden, Jason Tatum's a top 3 player. In a week, he's just become a top 3 player.
What do you mean?
I 1,000% agree with Mars. I 1,000% agree with Mars.
I wasn't on last week.
I 1,000% agree with Mars.
2 weeks. My fault. You weren't saying this.
I don't remember talking about. No. Okay, so you brought up KD and Giannis. I think that KD is a more skilled player than Giannis. Yes,
you said, and everyone who was in the chat.
But are we not KD was better right now?
Giannis. So in 2 weeks, what's changed? That's what I'm asking you. In 2 weeks,
he's still averaging 27 points per game on the best team. He's been doing that for the last.
I'm genuinely like in the last 2 weeks since you've been here. When you was here the last time, and we were talking about the best players in the world, and you were saying Jokic and KD. You said
I didn't talk about that with you guys.
Yes, we was talking about Giannis, and you was talking about players who were better than Giannis. And we were talking about players who were better than Giannis. You said not only is Giannis not very skilled, then we had the Andre Blatch conversation. Then you started talking about players. Then you said players who are just better than Giannis, because I was saying there's a difference between
more bag. It was the bag talk.
Yeah, there's the bag talk conversation.
Yeah.
And then I said, because I remember this conversation. I said there's a difference between more skilled and better player. I said that. And then you said there is a difference, but you still think KD is better than Giannis. And I said, well, I'm not going that far with him. I don't agree with that. You were saying there was players who were better than Giannis, and then you went away from the skill argument and about how Giannis just isn't as good as these guys. You said he's not as good as Embiid. You said he's not as good as KD. You said Jokic.
Okay, now you're capping. Hold on, wait a minute. Now you're capping. I never brought up Joel Embiid because I don't rate him that highly. What I said was that Giannis's overall game, he's not that skillful of a player. I said that the reason that Giannis is so great is because of what he gives you physically. He's a dominant specimen in terms of how he's built. But skill-wise, he's not better than Kevin Durant. Like, what are we talking about here? I still stand by that.
You said verbatim, KD is better than Giannis. That's what you said.
All right, well, look.
Jason Tatum's name didn't even, my point is Jason Tatum's name didn't even come up.
He's a better player than LUKA Doncic. That's what I'm saying right now.
That's fine. And I'm asking you, Jason Tatum's name didn't come up when we was having that conversation. So in the 2 weeks from then, what has Jason Tatum done to elevate himself into these conversations?
Nothing. Can I get your top 5 players in the NBA, Will? And we'll just go from here.
Top 5 in NBA?
Yes.
Okay. I do Jokic. Okay, actually, I'll go with the list that I just gave. Give me Jokic, Giannis, Tatum, Luka, KD.
It's no way you guys chill. And where does Tatum rank for you?
Hey, hold on, Ron. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I'm not listening to a word from you. You don't even have Jason Tatum in the top 10. I don't want to hear a peep out of you, Ron. Not one word. Not one word out of you. You don't have Jason Tatum as a top 10 player. You have him arguably a top 10 player. I'm not listening to a
Jason Tatum
out of you from Jason Tatum. You are nuts.
Yo, casual. Jason Tatum's closer to 15 than he is to 3.
This is
wait, why? Hold on, wait a minute, Ron. Why though? Why?
He's closer to Trae Young than he is to Nikola Jokic.
No, come on, bro.
Closer to Trae Young than he is to Nikola Jokic.
That's true.
No, it ain't. Mars.
Trae Young is closer to Tatum than Tatum is to Jokic. That's just true. And that doesn't mean either one of them are close to each other. That's just true.
Oh, okay, wait. So then, where do you have Trae Young ranked?
Well, Trae Young top 15.
Yeah,
no.
Top 15. So then where do you have Tatum? 11?
No.
No, he got him lower than 11. He got guys like Jimmy Butler,
11
Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, SGA, Anthony Davis.
He about anywhere from 11 to 14, somewhere in there.
Damn.
Oh, wait. Okay, so let me ask you a question, right? Because I feel like a lot of people don't like Tatum. So with him being the best player on the best team in the NBA, if you take Tatum, let's say Tatum, he gets like a serious injury and he's not on the Celtics. Season starts, he's out for the whole year. Where does this Celtics team without Tatum finish?
Can I say this? Can I say this about the best player, the best team thing? Can we just stop? We can't.
No, we can't.
I think
we can't. Winning matters. Winning matters.
If you take a 14 million player on a place with nothing, the team going to be worse.
Great player on a team that wins matters.
That doesn't mean anything.
Throughout my lifetime, there's been so many players.
This team's going to be worse.
There's been so many players in my lifetime who have been the best player on the best or second best team in the league that no one even dared to put in those conversations. But now
Devin Booker was top.
I remember when Devin Booker was 27 a game, 64 wins. Where was you guys on Devin Booker when D Mitch, what was it, 2021? They're the 1 seed.
100% confident Devin Booker at that time was considered the best 2 guard in the game.
But the best 2 guard in the game. But we're talking about
he was not considered a top 3 player in the game.
Him as a top 5 player because he's the best player on the best team. No one's putting Booker as the best player on the best team because he was 27 points per game on us. And they were miles the best team, by the way, in the regular season. Far as was.
Yes, they were.
Being the best player and best team matters.
Right.
Well, your team is also really, really, really good. The Celtics, they played 3 games without Jason Tatum this year. I think they averaged 130 points per game. I mean, that's how good they are without Jason. And they beat the Kings by 30 points without Jason Tatum. Sorry, Big Ox. But that's what they can give you without Jason Tatum. They're still a great team. They got Three
They're not a great team
guys,
without Tatum, brother.
3 all defensive guys without Jason
They
Tatum.
all will.
Jaylen
Without
Brown,
Jason Tatum, they're
27
still
last
really
year.
good. They'll probably still be a 5 seed in the.
I'm high on
maybe
Jason
a 4
Tatum,
seed.
too. I think Jason Tatum's closer to 5.
They'll be like 5th, 6th seed.
Young,
Like I can admit that, but I think that what people don't really take into account with Jason Tatum is that the expectations that are placed on him. I think that he answers like all of those, especially with him having the great supporting cast that he does. A lot of people just think that it's just easy for him to go out there and still average 27, still contribute on defense. But in terms of the stats, he doesn't have to put up these crazy numbers that Luka does. But I just think because of Luka's numbers, I think that's why people think that he's better than Tatum is because you see the 70-point game or him dropping 45 last night with like 11 or whatever.
But it's not just the stats. I also said it's just the ability. I just think Luka as a player is better than Jason Tatum. Stats or not, he's just better, more dominant.
He's a better basketball player. Absolutely,
better running it off than Jason Tatum.
100%, I can get with that. And real quick, hey Damo, pass that before I go. Pass that real quick.
So, I will.
Absolutely, brother. So let's rewind real quickly. Casual, you just talked about guys like Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker. Those guys are anomalies. The reason why they're anomalies, just like Russell Westbrook winning the league MVP at number 6, just like Joker winning the league MVP at number 6. Those guys are anomalies. More times than not, the best player on the best team is at the top of the league. That's more like when James, when he was in Miami, the best player in the league.
Well, what do you mean by top? What do you mean by top of the league? Because I think Tatum's like a top 5 to 7 player in the league. I'm not trying to say he's like 3, but what do you mean by top?
I think he's a top 5 player in the league. But to your point, when you talked about guys like Devin Booker, you talked about guys like Donovan Mitchell, who in 21, I think that they had the best record in the Western Conference. Nobody said that Donovan Mitchell was the best player in the league. I think those guys are anomalies. More times than not, the players on the best team in the league are considered at the top of the league, a top 3 player when James was doing it, right? James Harden with Houston, Giannis, guys like that. That's been going on way longer than this anomaly of Russell Westbrook. That's been going on way longer than this anomaly of Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum, which I think the heat for Jason Tatum, I think it's just been ridiculous because we don't talk about nobody else like we talked about him over the last 10 years. Nobody. But with that being said, the logic of Luka being a better basketball player, I can definitely get with that logic. I could get with that logic. Because I said before when Jason Tatum showed up, he was behind Luka because the skill set was raw. And I felt like Luka was far more advanced because where he came from. But I felt like Luka's ceiling, I don't think that it was that much higher off the strength that everything that he had already done, I don't think that it could get much better. Because a guy who's averaging 35, whatever Luka's averaging right now, 34, like 9 and 8, because he's averaging that could go to 37 and 7, and he could be way better. He could be way better averaging that. So the fact that he's averaging what he's averaging, I don't know how much better he can get doing what he's doing right now. I looked at Jason Tatum and I saw that the ceiling was higher for him because of how raw he was when he first showed up.
Mars got something to say.
I want to do a little case study. I want to see how true this best player in the league, best team in the league, top 3 player thing is. So I'm gonna go through the best record in the league from 05 to now, and we're gonna see if the best player on that team is a top 3 player.
I already know where you're going with this, Mars.
I haven't even looked at all the teams, so we're gonna see what teams it is. We're gonna see if it's true or not. So this is gonna be I don't know what's about to happen. So in 05 was Steve Nash a top 3 player in the world?
Duncan, Diesel. No, he wasn't.
In 06, was any member of the 2006 Detroit Pistons the best player in the world?
No.
Nope.
In 07, was Dirk Nowitzki a top 3 player in the world?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Shaq was falling off.
In 07?
Yes.
07.
Him and Garnett, Kobe, LeBron. Yeah. You can debate it. I don't know if I'd put him top. You can debate it for sure.
He's definitely top 5, and I'm.
You can debate it. Definitely top 5.
Top 3. So I'll say top 3 is arguable.
Arguable. Yes, arguable.
08, was any member of the Boston Celtics top 3?
No.
Ooh, don't give me
Garnett's
started,
like
man.
top 7.
You almost got me started.
KG was not a top 3 player in the world.
I didn't say top 3, but he's top 10. But
he was top 10, 100%. No.
Who said I was talking about KG?
Paul Pierce neither.
No, stop with the Paul Pierce stuff.
Don't get me started.
Because Rondo's name might come up too. Come on, let's keep it pushing. Quick.
Okay, this one should be in 09, LeBron James.
Yes.
Facts.
2010, LeBron James.
Facts.
Yes.
2011,
Chicago?
Derrick Rose.
No.
I don't think so. No.
2012, this is the lockout year.
Was it OKC? in
Any
2012?
player on the Spurs or any player on the Bulls?
No.
2012? No.
This is 2012. So this is Tim Duncan's.
The Heat never had the number one seed.
Manu Ginobili is not really peak Manu anymore.
No, he's
Still
over.
top 10.
Okay, so no, right?
No.
2013 is Miami, so LeBron James, right?
Yes.
Okay. 2014, any member of the Spurs?
No.
Not yet.
No.
He's on his way.
2015, Golden State.
Curry a top
yeah.
player?
Curry. Then you debate Curry's
Okay.
a top. He finished the season. as a top three player.
2016 is Steph again. That's pretty obvious.
Mhm.
I think 2017 is the Warriors again. So Steph, KD.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Warriors. 2018.
Because KD's on the team.
2018, James Harden, top 3 player in the world.
James, Curry.
Fourth. I'd say fourth. Durant.
You can make you can debate.
Kawhi Leonard is breathing in 2018. Let's remember.
Yes, he is.
To be fair,
Yes,
he
he
only
is.
played 9 games that year because of the injury.
But I was okay. You're right.
Yeah, he didn't play.
My bad. You're right.
So James Harden, another debatable, right? Another debatable.
That's debatable.
So him and Dirk are debatable. So far, the only definitive yes we've had is LeBron James and Steph Curry. But we'll carry on. 2019, I believe that's the Bucks. Is Giannis a top 3 player in 2019?
But hold on, Mars. Wait, Mars.
I
Wait. Because 2017, where I was trying to stop y'all there, I can give you Kevin Durant in 2017.
As long as you give one player from that team, it's fine. As long as you give one
actually,
player.
Giannis might be like 4 or 5.
Okay.
So 2019 is Giannis a top 3 player in 2019?
Well, LeBron got hurt that season. I don't know.
So
if
is he
LeBron.
better than Steph? Is he better than KD? Is he better than Kawhi? Is he better than James Harden? Is he better than Anthony Davis? Like, is he?
I don't think so.
Top
I don't
5.
think so.
I got to give credit to the guy who won MVP.
So, no. 2020, I believe, is the Bucks or the Lakers, one of them. So it's the Bucks. So Giannis is a top 3 player in 2020.
Both of them, yeah.
2021 best team in the league, I believe, is the Utah Jazz.
Oh, because KD's
Donovan
hurt.
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan
No,
Mitchell,
he's
top 3
not.
player in the league? No. 2022, Devin Booker.
No.
Last season, best team in the league was Giannis again. So Giannis, right?
Yes.
Top 3 player.
Last year, I think
Yes.
so.
Yes.
So
Giannis
yes. Almost saying no.
was a top 3 player in the game.
But everyone else
I
pretty
think
much
so.
saying it. So the players we've got to say yes to: LeBron, Steph, Giannis.
That's it.
Everyone else is
3 players in 15 years.
Yeah,
3 players in 15 years.
Oh,
Was told an anomaly, by the way.
And you
Told
win.
anomaly.
So the best player on the best team, the large portion of the time is not a top 3 player in the world, and if they are, is one of the 10 best.
It's a
players
top
in the
10 player. It's a top 10 player, but yeah, dude, the Celtics are just such a good team, and Tatum's a great player, but the best player on the best team can only take you so far, and Mars just
Right,
So
but
then
you can't discredit Jason Tatum for having a good team though. That's not.
I'm just saying.
not-
If
I'm
you're
not-
gonna-
Yes,
I'm not-
yes,
I'm not-
that's
I'm
all
not-
you guys do. Yes, you
What
guys
don't
are.
you see-
That's what you guys are doing.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to make an argument,
That's
Tatum's
a good
top
comeback
3
too, Mark. I
player,
like
and
that.
majority
I
based it
do
off
like
the fact
that.
that he's the
I
best
go-
on the best team. I don't know how far that can take you.
He's just not as good as Luka. That's what I'm saying. Everything else, I don't.
Okay, so then like, what is it about Tatum's game that you think is lacking?
Just not good enough.
He's just
Just
far
not good
inferior
enough.
offensively.
He's just not
Like,
good
far
enough. He's
inferior
great,
offensively.
but he's just not good enough
Far
as Luka.
inferior.
Far
Or Giannis.
inferior.
Yeah,
Far
to Luka offensively, yes. In my opinion, like that's why we disagree. In my
And
opinion,
y'all dudes want me to bounce? Because I'll bounce if y'all dudes want me to bounce. If we really doing that, I mean, yeah, we could.
Wait, so I'm wrong for saying Luka's far?
No.
Chat. Yo, man,
What I'm
y'all
asking
chill.
is that do y'all dudes, if I'm getting too old for this and I'm washed, I'll bounce. Y'all let me know right now.
No,
I'll
Klay
step off, and I'll
Thompson's still
leave
around.
this to
Klay
you
Thompson's
dudes.
still around. You can
I will leave this to. I will leave this to
watch
you
people
dudes.
stay all the time.
100%.
I mean,
I will leave
Yo, are
this
you
to
talking
you
about
dudes.
us or are you talking about the chat?
I'm talking about
I
all
don't
of y'all.
know.
I will leave this to you dudes. I will bounce because just let me know.
we ain't calling for your
Let me know.
retirement, sir. We ain't calling for your
If I'm too old for this, if I'm too old for this, just let me know. I will
Hey,
retire.
Udonis has
I
been
will-
stayed
I will
around till
take
he was
this off,
75.
and I
You
will
got
step
time,
off,
man.
yo. No problem. I will.
Chill.
absolutely step
Where's
off.
this coming from?
I'm just saying. But anyway, When I'm thinking about players, right? And I think about a guy like Jason Tatum and how long he's been around. I never heard this kind of slander from a player who's playing at that level, for as long as he's been playing at that level, who hasn't been able to win, where it's just, yo, you just ain't good as this dude, as opposed to, yo, you're one of the best players in the league. That's all I keep hearing. I don't hear anything else from this dude.
He's one of the best players.
That's all I keep hearing. Yo, you just ain't good. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, yo, when I think about the best players in the league, I never heard this logic from Luka. Not Luka, I'm sorry. I never heard this logic from Dirk. I never heard this logic from Bryant. I never heard this logic from James. I never heard this logic about none of these other dudes. It was, yo, you dudes are awesome and you on your way. With Tatum, it's you just ain't good enough. And matter of fact, not only are you not good enough, you way overrated than what everybody else is saying. So what happens if the things that you guys say about him now? So what happens if they end up winning the NBA championship and he ends up winning the finals MVP and balls out? Is it going to be because he's on an awesome crew? And if they lose, is it going to be because he just ain't good enough?
That's what it's going to be, Chilton. That's exactly what it's going to be. They're going to talk about this super team he has. They're going to talk about how they're going to talk about he's came into a privileged position. They're going to talk about he probably didn't even deserve Finals MVP. They should have gave it to KD.
That's what I'm thinking.
They are going to say that.
First, they're going to do everything to discredit Jalen Brown. They're going to do everything to discredit Jason Tatum. They're going to say why these two are so privileged to be together, and nobody else, everyone had as much help as Jason Tatum.
Nobody.
It's a whole bunch of bullshit that we don't.
I never heard anybody say, Jordan, you know, the only reason why all of those years you was getting knocked out the playoffs, the only reason why you won is because now you got Scottie Pippen, now you got Horace Grant. I never heard that. It was Jay. You were just awesome.
I hear that now. I wasn't around back then, but I hear it now. But I can only speak for myself. If Jason Tatum plays well in the playoffs, I'm not gonna say it's
people will switch up for sure.
Personally, if Jason Tatum plays well in the playoffs, I'm not gonna be like, oh,
hey, I gotta hear from Damo on the matter.
And if he loses, I'm not gonna say it's because of him, unless it's because of
y'all can hear me.
Right.
Yeah, we hear you.
And to the dude, buddy, in the chat, you can never make me cry with your Charles White looking, skinny, crackhead looking ass. You can never make me cry, brother. I forgot more basketball than you will ever know. And I will stand on a soapbox in front of you any day, and I will cook your ass the hard way. Anytime you want to talk basketball with me anywhere, I will fry your ass like fish, homeboy. So you can get in front of your little homeboys all you want. I'll bust your ass any day because I forgot more basketball than your goofy ass will ever know. Now find out. You can laugh but you can laugh all you want, but find out. I'll stake my reputation on that I will cook your ass anywhere. The hard way, homeboy. Anywhere. I'm sorry, Damo. Anywhere.
Right. Been a while since Buddy got flamed, but
fuck out of here.
Damo, I want to hear where you stand on the matter of where you think Luka is ranked in the league. Obviously, right now he's obviously right now Luka is going crazy. Haven't ranked in the league. And do you think it's a conversation between him and Tatum?
I'm gonna be honest.
Focus, Damo. I'm
gonna just be honest. I'm gonna just be real.
I think he froze on my side. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Ron. Who's froze? Me?
No, you good. You good. We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
No, you straight.
I'm gonna be honest. No, I don't think there's a conversation between Luka and Tatum. I think ever since Luka has been in the NBA, he has been clearly better than Tatum. I'm not saying way better.
Like this?
I'm not saying he's clearing him. I'm just saying it's clear he's better. I need to definitely let that be heard. I need everybody to understand. I'm not saying he's clearing Jason Tatum.
Wait, y'all can hear
just
Damo?
saying
I can hear Damo.
He's clearly better.
Damn.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, he's clearly better in my opinion. He's been better since day one of him being in an NBA. I've never faltered. I've never swayed. I've never. Oh, it's a to me, there is no conversation. For me, Luka is top 3. It's not going to be too long before he's the best player in the NBA, in my opinion. I may have a Luka bias. I have been promoting Luka since 2016. I have been on the Luka train since 2016. When
he was in the EuroLeague?
When he was in the EuroLeague, I will tell everybody. I was playing 2K 15, 16.
Oh yeah, Real Madrid was on the. Yeah, Real Madrid was on the. Yeah,
and I noticed there was a a 16-year-old, 70 overall. I'm like, yo, 16. Oh, this dude might be the next. I'm just letting people know. Oh, he might be the next Rubio. He's young. I look him up. He's a dog.
You could tell by dude game playing 2K.
No. I seen he was.
Found
16.
out about him.
He was a young.
And
I was about to say. Oh shit,
he was like 16.
Video game. Wow,
I seen like he was like 16 on the game. I'm like, bro, he's mad young. Is he the next Rubio? Is this the next young Spanish dude? Oh crap! And look him up. He's a dog. I'm like, oh no, this dude's a dog. It's done. I'm rocking with him. I'm gonna be early to the next one, and I was early, so I may have a bias. I have no problem saying I may have a bias. That's fine.
We all do, Damo. All of us do.
Luka, to me, Luka's been that guy. So I don't think there's a conversation. I think Luka's better, and I think Luka for the past couple years now have been top 3 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so they average about the same amount of rebounds, and I think if Tatum took 4 more shots per game, I think he could average about 32, 34 points per game.
Well, he averaged 30 last year. He averaged 30 last year.
Like, and I think that Luka's a better passer than Tatum. But aside from maybe, okay, you could say passing, like I don't really think it's that much that he does better than Tatum. If I'm being honest, like
first off the consistency thing. That's my thing. I can consistently rely on Luka to come and give me 30 a night. I can consistently, you know what? Every night that Luka's on the floor, I know we're straight on the offensive end. I know we are good. I know we have
We had him and then we lost him.
I'll just say this.
I'm happy.
Will, I'll say this. When it comes to Luka and Tatum, again, I'm not saying Luka is gapping him. Like, Tatum is an elite player. We're talking about 2 of the elites in basketball right now. So obviously, they are both masters of their craft. I just feel with Luka, his game is just, and because he's played pro longer, his game is just more mature, in my opinion. For me, watching him play, he's more consistent at picking spots that he likes and he's comfortable with, and I'm comfortable with as a fan. When it comes to Tatum, there's too many games, at least when I'm watching, and I'm not saying I watch every Celtic game, so maybe the sample size isn't what it needs to be. But when I'm watching Tatum, there's too many times where I'm thinking he's copping out by shooting a 3-ball. Like, you have the size that you have, the ability that you have, the skill you have. I think you will play in between a little more. Now, I understand the analytics are saying how bad a mid-range shot is, but when the 3's not going, you change it up. You go with a turnaround fade, low post, whatever you need to do, dig in that bag of tricks to get you a bucket. With Tatum, it feels it's too inconsistent for him to get to his spots, for him to find consistency. With Luka is getting to that spot no matter what, 9.5 times out of 10. And he's doing it with ease. He's doing it like a vet. That is something, and that's not even a skill thing. That's gonna come with time with Tatum. Luka's just been playing pro longer, so it's just something that he has. You can't.
Well, you keep saying time, Damo. I mean, okay, we're in year 7 now, right? We're in year 7. He was already more polished than Tatum coming in the door, right? And I'd like to think that he's gotten better as time has gone on. But to your point, that's the only thing that I'm saying. Even if, let's just say for the sake of argument, Luka is better, which I don't believe, but let's just say for the sake of argument, that's true. It's either Luka is better than Tatum and Tatum is a bum. That's what it is. It's like either Luka is this and he's that much better than Tatum. Let's just say for the sake of argument, to Casual's point, that he's better at basketball. Is he that much better at basketball than Jason Tatum? Is it not close? Is it not close, Mars?
But Mars is saying that it's not close. He called Tatum inferior.
Yeah. I'm standing on what I said because I have no problem with what I said. Luka, right. In my opinion, these Tatum fans who are putting him in the conversation with Luka are setting him up for failure. He's worse than him. If you want to say Jason Tatum versus Devin Booker, guess what? Jason Tatum's gonna get praised. If you want to say Jason Tatum versus Donovan Mitchell, he's gonna get praised. If you want to say Jason Tatum versus players in and around his tier, he's going to get praised and he's not going to be told about why he's worse than this guy. But if you go ahead and say, oh, Jason Tatum versus Kawhi Leonard or Jason Tatum versus Luka or Jason Tatum versus Giannis, guess what? I'm going to have to tell you why he's worse than those guys. Because to me, he's worse than those guys. If we have conversation, Jason Tatum versus Jimmy Butler, you're going to hear me talk positively about Jason Tatum. That's what's going to happen. But if,
he's in a different tier,
if you're only comparing him to people who, in my opinion, are just superior to him.
So you think he's in the next tier?
Yes, he's not in those guys' tier. And you guys keep throwing him in that tier. So all it is just going to be negative speak about Jason Tatum because he's not as good as the guys you guys keep comparing him to. Compare him to his contemporaries. Compare him to Shea. Compare him to Jimmy Butler. Compare him to who else? Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, any of those guys. Anthony Davis, maybe. Compare him to those guys. He's not Luka. He's not as good as him. And so I'm gonna keep saying he's not as good as him because, in my opinion, if you watch them both play, it's clear he's not as good as him. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, what's wrong with being not as good as Luka? Nothing.
All right, fellas. Speaking of this whole Luka thing, we have a Luka versus the field that I want to do. I got 7 guys. And I want you guys to let me know over the next 7 years who's going to have a more impactful 7 years. But before we do that, we got a lot of super chats. So I got to be a good host and give the people their money's worth. Before I do that, though, I do want to let you guys know that you can join our Telegram sports community group where we're talking basketball and football 24/7, nonstop. It's debates, it's polls, it's good questions, good basketball conversation, football conversation, all of that. If you're a sports head or a sports fan, this is where you want to be. Also, it's a 14-day free trial period. So right now is the best time to go ahead and jump in there. Go check out that trial period. And if you like it, stay. If you hate it, well, still stay. Also, too, shout out to all of our new subscribers. Shout out to all of our new members. You can join us on playback. We will.
Oh, boy. We had him and then we lost him.
Looks like mid-promo.
There we go. Now he's back. We good.
Welcome back, man. You never got to finish your playback promo. If you want to go ahead and repeat it.
That's what we were talking about.
Forgot. Playback. Speaking of the Mavericks, we'll be watching the Mavericks versus Toronto. You guys probably asked why the Mavericks versus Toronto. Well, because it's JD and Jalen on there. Jalen, a Toronto guy, JD, a Dallas Mavericks fan. Best of both worlds, or the worst of both worlds, depending on how you feel about the situation. But go check it out. We will be on playback today. And also, like the video if you haven't. You knew that was coming. All right, super chats. X-Ray Vision said, tired of Mars hating on the Cavs.
I hate on the Cavs today. My fault.
Apparently, stop hating.
My fault. I'll stop. I don't even know I hated them today.
Hey, Dumbo. I know you're a self-proclaimed hater, and you wear that badge proudly. You wear that crown, you know. You hold your head high with that crown.
Damo is the president of the haters club, and he don't fight it. He like, yo, here go my badge right here. I'm good.
Damo, like, make sure you vote for me on the next ballot. But who up here, or just in PC in general, is your next favorite hater? Whether they know it or not.
In all of PC, who's my favorite hater?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Ox can get his hate on for real. Ox can get some good hate in sometimes. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna let Mars be really. Nah, I gotta be honest. Fluent is my favorite hater.
Tone is a hater.
Fluent is my favorite hater.
Tone is a hater. 100%.
I gotta give Fluent his flowers because Fluent will hate on somebody and I'll learn something, and that's real special. I hate on people, but I feel like I just entertain people when I hate. Fluent be educating people while he hating.
And now you're more fluent.
That's tough, bro.
Okay, cool. Keeping it lit. Jake sent through a super chat and said, this is why us Mavs fans don't like Kid playing Kleber over Lively and Gafford. And Gafford already in Kid jail. Also, Luka's MVP. I don't care what anyone says. He is playing unreal.
He did the same thing last year, too, to JaVale McGee. Y'all was saying the same thing about him last year. Why wasn't JaVale McGee in the rotation more? I didn't understand it either. I thought he could help Dallas more than he did. So I don't understand what Jason Kidd is doing with Gafford. That's why they got him there as a front line, to be a better rebounder, to give Luka more opportunities to get off the basketball. So I don't know.
Is it possible, since things like this keep happening with J. Kidd, right? And none of us seem to be able to understand why he's not playing some of the big guys last year, this year before, whenever, right? Is it possible that maybe J. Kidd is one of those coaches that be taking stuff personally and takes personal stuff to the basketball court? Like if you say something he doesn't like at practice or film study, or if he just doesn't like you as a person, maybe just like, you know what, go sit down somewhere. Like, is that possible?
We can't discount that these coaches, even though they're professionals, they are dudes, which makes them human. And they got ears. They listen. They listen to the media. They listen to us, contrary to popular belief. Yeah, they do. They hear us. They hear Mars. They hear you. They hear me. They hear Damo. They hear Will. They hear all of us talking. And the process of them hearing that, yeah, they roll accordingly. And Jason Kidd, he might not say it out loud, but there is stuff that he does in emotion. As smart as he is, yeah, he does deal in emotion sometimes, and that's just being human.
Yo, Casual, you still got a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, like 30 minutes, an hour before I have to go to class.
All right, well, just make sure before you go to class, 10 minutes before, you give us your top 10. At least 10 minutes. Might need.
We are not. He's not getting out of here, Ron. Before
you want me to say it like now? So I don't.
I was about to say, do it right now. That way, ain't no nonsense.
I gotta pull it up.
That way, Mars can cook your whole list.
Wait. Before you list it, tell us the criteria of your list, please.
Okay. No. Let him list it first, Damo.
No, I'll say the criteria. I'll say the criteria. I just
want to be surprised.
This is my list from last year. My criteria, I just do 5 things. Accolades. I'm an accolades merchant. I do believe accolades.
Oh yeah,
Mars. Eat it, Mars.
Hey, they don't get Mars.
The list is cooked. The list is cooked.
They don't give MVPs to bums. It's a test to your game.
They do not.
Yes. How many MVPs Russ got?
They don't just hand them over. They don't just hand out MVPs. Fact. Keep going.
Longevity. I value longevity. I think playing for a long time at a high level is an accomplishment of itself. Peak, of course, that's the most important. Skill, just how good at basketball are you? And impact on winning. Are you a winning player? How impactful are you on leading a team? Number 1, number 2, whatever, the winning intangibles and stuff. I can start at 10.
Casual, 10. Right quick, Casual. Just based on your criteria, I gotta let everybody know in the chat. If Casual's here for the rest of the week, and Ox just happens to not be here, it's only because he's in Mexico and he doesn't have good service and whatnot.
Do you rank the 60s? Do you rank the 60s?
Wait, what's
Do I rank the 60s players? I got the 60s players in there. I got the I got the Bill Russells of the world.
So at number 10
right now we got Steph Curry.
Oh my god, the list is
and he's on his way up. He's on his way up. Again, I haven't revisited this list in a year. So stuff could change, but I'm just pulling this list from last year. I have Larry Bird at 9, Magic at 8, Kobe at 7, Shaq at 6, Timmy at 5, Bill at 4, Kareem at 3, and some unclassified dudes at the top 2.
He has MJ2 and LeBron 1. What we doing?
Yeah, MJ. We got the GOAT.
Like we can't see the jersey and the
number 1, and the bald guy from Chicago who play on the Wizards at number 2. That's it.
There you go.
I feel like it's a solid top 10. I think I need to move Curry up a little bit because I think Curry's really closing in on Magic Johnson, like especially in this last year or so.
I thought Magic was a little low, but I like.
Now what if I told you there was somebody up here that had Curry at 6 on their all-time list?
Is that you?
It is.
That'd be a hater.
It's a little too high. It's a little too high.
How was that a little too high? He's the greatest point guard of all time. How is that too high?
It's just a little too high. I think those players were just better than Steph. But I mean,
you think Bill Russell was a better basketball player than Steph?
It's not just being a better player.
If that was all it was, then
it's accolades, impact on winning.
He's gonna get it close. I like Steph as much as I don't like him because he always was on the Warriors when they were beating my king. But I got to give credit where credit's due. You know, that man, he's got 2 MVPs. He has great impact on winning. He's a great scorer. He's a very, very good playmaker. I mean, best floor spacer ever. He proved in 22 that he can be a clear number 1 on a championship team. No injuries like 2015. He's done a lot. And he's only 34, 35. I mean, that's still a lot.
He'll be 36.
36. But it doesn't look like Curry's going to fold in the next year. So he can still add to his longevity.
Wake up, Ron.
Terrible list.
No Hakeem, but I like the list though.
Nah, no Hakeem. Hakeem's I think you get Hakeem 11.
Yeah, his list is like the generic list that I hear. Just
because some casual takes. I really don't. I really don't do all the
typical LeBron, MJ, Kareem. Then you throw in the Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain in 4 or 5 as one of them. It's never both of them.
I'm more of a casual.
It's always at least one of them. If you rank Bill Russell and Wilt, you getting one of them in the top 5. Some people go with the stats, so they go Wilt. Some people go with the win, and they'll go Bill Russell. He went with Bill Russell, and then you got the Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, and that little next group. Scramble up the order depending on the person, but Tim Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe. And then after that, it'll be Magic Birds. And then the 10th spot will be Steph, Hakeem, the other one of Wilt or Bill, one of those guys. That's like the typical top 10. Like, yeah.
Anybody, if you got Bryant from between 7 and 11, I got no problem.
I got him at 7.
Yeah, I don't take issue with that. But you can't convince me he's the second best player of all time. You can't do that.
Nah, only Kobe fans will tell you that.
No, you can't. You can't.
What's wrong with being a Kobe fan?
No, but like the diehard Kobe fans, like their logic would be he's the closest thing to Michael, and since Michael's the GOAT, therefore Kobe's too.
He's just the most skilled player of all time. That's what it is.
Yeah, they'll say that, but it's more than that.
What about Tim Duncan?
To them, it's their ranking of.
Tim Duncan's great. Tim Duncan's had insane impact on winning, albeit he's been on good teams. But some of those early San Antonio Spurs teams, it was really a lot of just Tim Duncan just dominating and being the winning force on that team. He's got the MVPs. He played for a long time, accumulated a lot of All-NBAs and All-Stars. He played at he was top 15, top 10 for a long time.
You don't got to convince me, bro. I got Tim Duncan at 4. So.
I thought you were asking, like, what about Tim Duncan? Yeah, I got him.
I was talking to Mars.
Mr. LeBron James, yeah.
I was talking to Mars about the most skilled. I think Tim Duncan's one of the most skilled players ever.
You think he's more skilled than Kobe, though?
I'm fine with saying that, yeah. Okay. I think Tim Duncan's skill set was unmatched.
I think he was very skilled, just no more skilled than Kobe.
It just looked different.
Before I keep it pushing and get into the super chats, it's been a while since I kind of just opened up the floor. This show, it's been a little spicy, this show, and I feel like it's some tension up here. So I just want to open up the floor for anybody to call out anybody on some bad or trash takes that they have. Casual, I'm sure you've watched a couple episodes or two. Is it anybody up here that you're just like, yo, that was dumb? I hate that take. Will, do you have anything? Mars, Damo, Ox, Chill.
I didn't even hear the question, Ron.
I heard the question.
Do you want to call anyone out on any dumb takes they've made? Anyone up here?
No, I'm cool. I don't want to be a hater.
I'll be forgetting a lot of bad takes people have.
Me too, because we go over so much.
I don't hold grudges. Like,
I'm not like if something's like if something's crazy and I can like recall it, but like off the top of my head, I'm like, unless we're talking about it, I'll be like, oh yeah, you said this.
I haven't heard anything.
Nah, I wish Dub was here. If Dub was here, I could go crazy right now, but he's not.
I did say that. I did say Giannis. I did say Giannis was a better offensive player than Joker, and I definitely got off of that hill. Yes, I did. I came off that hill.
That was bad. Yeah.
Yes, I did. I said that Giannis was a better offensive player than Joker, and I was like, nope, that's not true. No, he is not.
I said there's only been 150 in NBA dunk contest history.
You did say that.
Horrible take. That was horrible.
Yes,
God awful.
What's the 150? What's the 150?
Aaron Gordon over the mascot.
Yeah, when he looked like he was sitting down. But now when like Zach LaVine's like,
hey, I've walked the take back since. Like we're not going back into it.
Hold on, time out though.
Well, I've walked it back.
You walked it back?
50% of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was it after you seen the 360 from Zach LaVine from the free throw line?
No, what I said was dunk contests in like previous or subsequent dunk contests shouldn't be graded on the scale of the 2016 dunk contest. So if there's a 50 that happens in 2020, I will give that a 50 because it's a 50 in that dunk contest. But I will stand on the fact that if Aaron Gordon is going against Zach LaVine and Zach LaVine's dunk is better than, and Aaron Gordon's dunk is better than Zach LaVine, I'm not giving them both the same score.
Is that not what I said on playback when you?
I said I walked it back. You're right. Good for you. You want me to, like, I'm not about to.
As long as I got my flowers, man. As long as I got my flowers.
I'm not about to be like, oh no, I made the decision all by myself. I listened. I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for me to say this dunk in 2020 isn't as good, isn't a 50 because this dunk in 2016 was bad. I think that's wrong to me. But in 2016, when Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon are going head to head, if Aaron Gordon's dunk is better, I can't give them the same score.
I got one take I want to call out real quick. I mean, just, if the floor is still a little bit open, and I'll be quick. Lamont, I didn't forget when you tried to question my basketball knowledge when I told you Jaime Jaquez was going to be an X factor for the Miami Heat. I said that. People told me I didn't know basketball. I was a casual. I'm just talking. I don't know the game. And lo and behold, if I ask anybody, give me the 4 best players on the Miami Heat, you probably say Bam. You say Jimmy. You still people say Jack Harlow's best friend, Tyler Hero. And then they say Jaime Jaquez, buddy. Yeah, that was it. That
Give
was
me
really
Scary
it. I'm
Terry.
gonna
Give
stand
me
on that.
Scary Terry. Yeah, give me Scary
I'm
Terry.
standing on that. I'm just saying, I'm standing on it. Also, I told y'all about GG Jackson. Everybody thought I was just being the Carolina guy taking up for the Carolina player. Of course he's gonna say G. Now look at GG. Big contracts. You know, hey, guess what else? The second round pick ain't get a contract yet. Amani Bates. But GG did.
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
I was so right about him. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Called it for T. Called it.
Yeah, shout out to me.
Shout
man.
out GG.
I couldn't have got
GG
that
tough
more.
for real.
It's super tough.
I seen the clip going around of him doing 17 pump fakes in the paint and then missing layups.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Shout out Mars telling us that Amani Bates was garbage.
I didn't say it like that, but I did kind of.
Yes, you did. You said he wasn't an NBA player, Mars. That's exactly what you said.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
verbatim. You said that he's not an NBA player. He's not an NBA player. He's garbage.
So Shaq in the EuroLeague is garbage?
No, we're talking about compared to NBA players.
No, I could
That's
what you said.
Superchats. I cooked.
Masink OG said, what was the first NBA jersey you all got? No MJ jerseys count if you an 80s, 90s baby.
I've never.
So no MJ jersey counts. What about Scottie Pippen jerseys?
Did you actually get one?
What? Mars, I had like 5 Scottie Pippen jerseys. What?
All Bulls ones, or you got like a Houston, a Blazers?
All Bulls.
Oh, no, damn.
My first one.
I've only had one Michael Jordan jersey.
My technical first one was a Shaq jersey when I was a baby. They called me Baby Shaq in the hood. But the first one I remember getting and receiving, the blue Philadelphia Sixers Allen Iverson jersey. That was my first one.
I had the white one. That was my first one, Damo. I had the white Iverson jersey. But this is when the one Iverson came out too. I don't know what number they was, but I had the jersey with the Iversons. I had the answer wristband too.
I had the blue one first, and then I got the white and black one. And for Halloween in elementary school that year, I went as Allen Iverson, so I had the whole arm sleeve. Yeah. My mom did like markers on my arms to make it like I had the tattoos. I really sold it. I really tried to sell it. I didn't have braids. I really tried to sell it. I had she did like fake hair for braids and the headband to keep it on there. I didn't win because it was fake basketball, but I had a good time.
Y'all remember they had the whole Iverson like fits though, like not the jersey that had the shorts, had to like you get them at Foot Locker and shit, champs, that the Reebok fits and shit.
No, that's you.
I'm 12 years old, bro. So I don't remember.
I was rocking those. I got it
in the European stores.
I had the whole black Iverson fit. Had the black Iversons on. I got a muddy in New Orleans, but it was dope while it lasted though.
Those are the Iversons with the zipper, right?
Nah, they didn't have the zipper. Not those ones on.
But you remember which one I'm talking about? The Iversons with the zipper.
Yeah, but I didn't have those ones. I used to rock the Iverson fist and the T-Mac fist. You can't tell me nothing about the T-Mac, especially the T-Mac tools. All right.
Never under jersey. Just hoodies.
My uncle bought me a Buck Williams jersey when I was in the 7th grade.
Buck Williams, Jesus Christ.
Williams.
My
first jersey that I remember getting was Miami LeBron. That was my first jersey.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Are you in high school?
Nah, I turned 21 like a month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Will?
My first jersey that I remember getting, I think a red New Jersey Nets kid jersey.
Fire.
It's a good one.
It's fire.
All right,
Since y'all should have been there in the late 90s, early 2000s, man, with jerseys. I'm talking about a jersey for every day of the month.
It's a lot of jerseys.
So the great that great Paul Pierce with the green cover in the middle, that's hard.
Yeah,
I did have one Lakers jersey my whole life. I won't tell you which one it was, Mars. You might think differently of me. But it was in 2004. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. I think differently.
You got a Malone jersey?
A number 11? Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I did.
Number 11 from the Lakers? Nah,
freshman year of high school, I had that Malone.
That's an insane jersey to have. Wow.
You know, I can't even put it.
Had that Michael Finley Dallas Mavericks jersey.
Oh my.
Man, you guys crazy if you don't think I really had the Kareem jersey. Hey, chill. Sophomore year of high school, had the Kareem jersey, walking around educating people on who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is.
Okay.
Hey, that's Lou Alcindor to you.
Man.
Liam McLean said the lack of respect on Tatum is nuts. His offense is one of the best in the league, a solid defensive player, and even his mid-range game has improved. Top 5.
Improving
Mid-range game.
I don't know why
improving from bad to mid. I mean, I guess. And how many players have one of the best offensive games in the league? Like, how many is that?
2.
A lot.
Oh, then he's not top 2. Yeah, then Jokic ain't. Then Tatum ain't top 2. So I mean, he's not a better offensive player than Jokic, Luka, Steph, Embiid.
I just don't know why people are surprised people aren't giving Tatum the respect they feel he deserves with the role that he's had. I mean, anybody that's given a role like this, you're gonna have a bunch of naysayers, especially in a league where a lot of people aren't given those opportunities and just produce a lot more. I'm just not surprised. I get it. It's whack. I can acknowledge that it's whack. I'm just not surprised. Like, I don't know why y'all are surprised.
He's just not top 5. That's what it is.
Oh man, I want to engage in this conversation, but I'm just thinking about I had that white Randy Moss jersey, the Vikings jersey. First time I wore it, I spilled mustard on it.
You doing, huh?
I was
Man.
This man,
Condiments with the white
right
jersey.
down the
That's where you messed up. That's where
Hey,
you messed up.
we're gonna need a jersey tour.
Actually, was pissed, man.
Hey, I had the Randy Moss Raiders jersey, all white. Never forget that one. Hey, chill. I remember the first day I wore that to school. I said, yeah, I'm getting somebody number today.
Hey, I'm leaving.
Somebody coming off that. I'm leaving it with
today.
I like that, Rod.
Hey, wore it backwards and everything. Like,
I'm bagging something today. I'm fresh to death today.
I had a Ricky Williams jersey when I was a kid. That was the first football jersey I got. Ricky Williams. Never knew how that was foreshadowing until now. Like, looking back in hindsight, the foreshadowing was crazy.
Fire,
the foreshadowing was crazy, man.
Teddy Hart with the super chat. He said, may have missed it, but what are y'all thoughts on the 90s Jazz stat keeper exposing how NBA directed them to basically cook numbers based on a player's name / reputation, i.e. counting questionable assists just because.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
it
went viral on Twitter. Like,
yeah, I saw it on
Twitter like yesterday.
They're just trying to find any reason to hate on John Stockton because they know nobody will ever catch him in assists. That's all.
No one is going to catch him. That's for sure. But I mean, I watch the games. Well, I don't care about the assist numbers anyway. So, am I surprised?
Is an assist the hardest stat to get because you have to depend on somebody else?
Nah, the hardest thing to get is rebounds because you know how contested they be. I mean, it depends. It depends who you talk to because some would say assists are easy to get because the things they count as an assist. I mean, someone could do 14 dribbles. But so I mean, it depends. I mean, I think the easiest.
Let's just say, Mars.
The easiest to get is probably a turnover.
Okay, so let's just say for the sake of argument. All right, let's just say for the sake of argument that the books were cooked, right? And those stretches where he was 14 assists a game and 13. Let's say that it was 12 for 10 years. Is anybody still close?
Who's number 2 right now? Chris Paul?
The all-time assist leader? It's not Magic. Jason Kidd, Nash. Magic, Jason Kidd, Nash, Steve.
Assist all time. Let's see. Assist for a career. Okay. Oh, Jason Kidd is second. Okay.
Kidd is second.
Jason Kidd is 3,800 behind.
3,000. So let's take 1,500 of those assists away. Is he still close?
No, he'd still be 2,300 behind. Because John Stockton didn't miss games until what was it, 98? That's when he missed.
He had a 12-year stretch with 12 out of 13 years. He played all 82 games.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's why it doesn't matter to me because he's still gonna have the assist record anyway. I just don't care about. I don't care about it, so it doesn't change my opinion on him. He could average 10 assists a game the whole time. I wouldn't care. Right. So, but for the people who care about that, I mean, maybe it hurts them, but he'd still lead in the stat by a wide margin, unless he was averaging 8 assists and they really just were cheating. but I don't think that's the case.
Not throwing 5 or 6 more assists on almost doubling it for a dude like that. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that. Nope.
Over the course of a season, them goose numbers add up, man. If I'm goose,
I really don't. To be honest with you, with this era, to be honest with you, and the way that logically people think, I don't know what to believe. To be honest with you, like, I'm not even sure I'm seeing y'all right now. I might be in the Matrix. I'm not sure that I'm even looking at y'all right now. Y'all might not.
Life may be a simulation.
We might be AI right now.
That's what I'm thinking, because from cooking the books and dudes not really playing as many games and guys not scoring as much as they supposed to score. I'm like, wait a minute. So maybe none of this stuff was really going on. Maybe I don't know. It sounds crazy, Will. It just does.
I don't know, man. With the information about in the 90s how they were goosing numbers, might have to revisit my top 10 list and do some revising, because now chill. Let me ask you, because you lived it. So let me ask you, before I do any revising, who do you feel? Because I don't think it just happened in 90s. Hell, I think it might happen. It's happening all the time with them goosing a little bit of numbers here and there. But who do you feel's numbers may have been goosed more? Kareem or Jordan? No. Kareem or Michael Jordan?
Will. Yeah. I want to say
Wilt's fine. Wilt's not in the top 10, so I'm good. We're not even Wilt's not even up there, so we're good. Kareem or Jordan, whose numbers do you feel, Chill, was goosed more?
Well, if I have to think about Jordan, he was chasing Jabbar at that point. So there may have been some incentive to cook the books a little bit more with Jordan than Jabbar, because he was already over. He had already done everything that he was going to do, and Jordan was getting close to him. So maybe I will put an extra assist here. Maybe I will put an extra block here. Maybe I will put extra stats. Maybe. I'm not saying that was going on, but in terms of an incentive, in terms of an incentive, maybe that could have possibly been going on, considering he was getting close to Jabbar.
Just go ahead and move him out of the top 10, Dominic.
No, I'm not moving him out of the top 10. Stop it. I'm not moving him out of the top 10. But actively, I'm going to my top 10 right now. Hitting 2 and 3 are swapping. So
who did you have at 3?
Kareem. Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
So yeah, Kareem is now 2.
MJ's going to 3?
And MJ is now 3. Just because I can't be sure his stats really his stats. And to me, I already believe Jordan was an overrated defender. You go back and watch, it's nothing but a bunch of blindside blocks and passing lane steals. I'm just saying now it makes a lot more sense.
But
why some of these things happen?
Wouldn't you be more questionable about Kareem if you want to talk about goosing stats because he played in an older league before the NBA merged? Wouldn't you be more questionable about Kareem's numbers than MJ when pretty much all the games are on television?
The NBA ain't like Kareem. They ain't gonna help him with his numbers.
Not only that, there was that. Not only that. Get it, Damo. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say I feel you, and I do question both. But I felt it was better to ask somebody who was in that era and had a better grasp for what was going on at the time. And if Chilltown, who was there, he caught the end of Kareem. He's a historian. He's one of the smartest basketball minds I know that I can talk to at a drop of a dime. If he has the feeling like, hey, man, it will make more sense, and I could see it for Jordan more than Kareem, that's all I need, man. That's all I need to justify my irrational reasoning behind switching Jordan and Kareem. And I don't need much. I'm a Jordan hater, so I don't need much to do it. I would have did it anyway.
I've always been under the impression that if your top 3 was Jordan, James, Jabbar, James, Jordan, Jabbar, James, Jordan, I wouldn't have a problem with that, off the strength that each one of those guys had a legit claim to be the best to ever do it. I've always felt like that with those 3 guys.
All right, y'all. Teddy Hart chimed in and said, follow-up super chat. He said, not taking anything away from Stockton's greatness, but just to dismiss that is crazy, Ox. Stockton wasn't just the only one. He was just an example. It was league-wide, since promoting the league's best players was just good business under Stern.
Well, if everyone's stats are boosted, are anyone's stats really boosted?
Right.
If everyone's on PEDs, is anyone on PEDs?
It's like inflation.
Yeah, so if everyone's going if everyone's stats are getting inflated, doesn't matter. So,
but then aside from assists, what other stats can you really boost though? Because
blocks, steals,
blocks,
stuff like that's like real clear. Like if you block a shot, you like
rebounds.
Nah. No. And the evidence of that is Fred VanVleet. I'm sorry, no. Fred VanVleet is the evidence that block stats get boosted.
Wasn't there a report?
Because he's smacking it in the third row, Mars. He's
averaging a block a game, chill. I watch every Houston game. He doesn't get a block a game.
They call
him stripping someone a block. Like,
they said that they gave Jaren Jackson. They were giving Jaren Jackson more blocks than he actually should have. They said that I think they said that last year.
Yeah, I do think that did come out. Yeah.
But like, what up, brother? Like we can all see if something's clearly blocked. Like we can all see it.
Yeah, but sometimes it could be like a steal or just a turnover, and then you can say, "Oh, block." I don't know. I really don't read into it.
Yeah, they be calling things that aren't blocks.
What up, nephew Bama?
Like Fred VanVleet. Bob Cousy. Hey, Bob Cousy. Shout out to Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy still alive?
Yes, he is.
I think so, yeah.
So is Bob Pettit.
Bob Pettit still alive?
Yes, he is.
Ain't no way Bob Pettit's still breathing.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God.
Still breathing.
He's still breathing.
Yes, he is.
91. Shout out to him. How old Bob Cousy? 95.
Did they not?
Jerry West still breathing? Have you seen Oscar Robertson?
Jerry West came in.
Robertson looked good during the All-Star break.
I was about to say, have you seen Oscar Robertson? Just so you know,
I thought he was like 60.
Yeah, but those guys came in the 60s.
Great, doesn't it?
Oscar's 85?
85. He looks fantastic, doesn't he?
He looked like he was like late 60s, mid.
I didn't know he was 85.
But they came in 10 years after Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy was in the league in 1950. He's still.
Yes, he was.
What about Bob Pettit? Wasn't Bob Pettit in the 50s and shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised about them. Like Oscar Robertson and Jerry West. Yeah, I mean they're old. Shout out to them, but 1950, you still. He's been old since before I existed.
To be honest with you, Mars, and I know that you don't know this, but Bob Cousy, he's the only one left of all of them dudes. Everybody else gone.
Man.
I'd be making up
all of them too.
I'd be talking so much shit. I ain't gonna lie. I bust everybody's ass for real. The footage ain't there. Can't nobody check you. There's no one.
I ain't gonna lie. Considering he's got an MVP, the way I would be lying about how good I really was is crazy. Bill Russell ain't even here to defend himself. I was the best player on those Celtics teams. What are we talking about?
I'm the best point guard ever.
I'm lying. Come on.
How many point guards won the league MVP? How many point guards got these many championships? I'm telling everybody that I'm the best point at 95 years old. 100% I'm doing that.
Hey, you can't tell me. How you gonna prove I'm lying?
100% I'm doing that. 100%. I'm better than all of them. 34% from the field. Chamberlain, all of them. Yeah.
I'm gonna start taking credit for stuff I have no business taking. Y'all seen Pistol Pete? He learned it all from me. Like, don't even make sense. Just say stuff that don't even. I was a Globetrotter. Was you? What? I'm gonna just start saying stuff.
You can't prove that I was
alive to prove him wrong. I mean,
right? Nobody was around, so everybody else gone. Chamberlain gone. So anyway, Ron, I'm sorry.
Renji with the super chat said Tatum is barely top 10. He's not elite at anything, not scoring, shooting, or playmaking. His efficiency isn't that great either. Stop putting him in conversations with generational players like Luka.
Okay.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Barely top 10. I don't think I can name 10 players better than Tatum, but
Ron can name 12 better than him. Ron can name 12 better than him, and I swear.
Wait, Ron, can you give that list though? I'm
straight gonna jump out. No, because I'm gonna.
It's a valid list.
I gotta get maintenance.
Trolling more.
That's
what
it could be a troll list. It don't make it not valid. It's a valid list.
For what it's worth,
what makes it not valid? It being
right.
Exactly what makes it
him being right doesn't make just because he's trolling, he's still right.
For what it's worth.
So now you're trolling. You're trolling about him trolling.
Nah,
this is a double troll.
Top 10. He's like 9 or like 12. He's somewhere in that range.
Wow, this is the second troll of the week, man. He already relapsed.
I'm not trolling. Jokic is better than him. Giannis is better than him. Luka is better than him. Embiid is better than him.
That's what I love.
Steph is better than him. KD is better than him. Kawhi is better than him. Anthony Davis is better than him.
He's all in those players' tiers. I think he's all in those players.
I've lost track of who I've said already.
But this is my thing though, y'all. Like these top. So you got those top 3.
You said
Everybody
Joker,
else is mixed
Luka.
in.
You said Joker, Giannis, Luka, Embiid, Curry, KD, Anthony Davis, and the third one is Leonard. And Leonard. That's what you said.
Yeah, running SGA. There we go.
Don't
10.
forget SGA.
James. So he's not better than James, and he's not better
And
than
SGA.
Shea
There you go. If someone told me all those guys are over Tatum, I wouldn't look at them sideways. I wouldn't be like, that's crazy. Now, do I think he's better than LeBron? Yes, I think he's better than LeBron.
He's not.
But if someone said he's not top 10 and then gave me those 10 names, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're trolling. Like, I don't think that's crazy. I disagree. I have him in my top 10, but I don't think that's crazy.
I didn't start trolling to you until I got to like 11 and 12 and 13.
Yeah, once he starts saying Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker and whatever the case.
Yeah, then you get to like Jimmy Butler and Tyrese.
But of those 10 guys, like the only one I'm like, where it's like, oh, maybe not.
Those
maybe
are
not SGA and LeBron. Maybe.
It's not a bad
Everyone
thing
else,
to be worse than those 10 guys. No, it's not a bad thing, but
it's definitely not.
So it's not trolling. See,
I think at this point he's better than Kawhi. I think at this point he's probably better than LeBron. He's right there with Anthony Davis, and he's right there with Kevin Durant.
There's
at this point,
I think he's better than Kawhi.
So, do you think that you could win a championship with Tatum as your number one option?
They're going to do it this year.
We're going to find out this year.
They're going to win it.
We're going to find out this year.
This is the year. This is the year for him to do it. So
it's the best unit he ever been on. This unit right here.
If they don't,
then we have discussions.
Well, it depends. If they lose because Jaylen Brown is a bum.
Yeah, if Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday start shooting like 30%, then we'll give Tatum a pass. But
you're not gonna lose on the back of Jaylen Brown. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I don't think you are. I'm just saying it depends on how they lose. If they lose because Jason Tatum doesn't play well because his flaws get exposed, then yeah, look at Jason Tatum differently. If they lose because Porzingis goes down with an injury, hopefully he doesn't, or because Joe Mazzulla gets horrendously outcoached, I'm not about to blame Jason Tatum for that. I
know earlier, so we were talking about being a hater. A player who I think is just super overrated is Joel Embiid. And I only bring that up just because you know, like
I'm here for this, Will. I'm here for this.
He's a bum, right, Ox?
I'm here.
I don't think that Joel Embiid's all that, and I don't think he'll ever win a championship ever. Like, and I can't predict the future, but
because you're gonna get hurt in the playoffs every year.
Nah, I think even if healthy, Joel Embiid's not winning a chip.
You don't think his game translates to the playoffs?
Sorry, go ahead.
You don't think his game translates to the playoffs?
Not necessarily. To me, like he just plays too slow, and I just don't like him as a player. Like he flops, like he's always on his back looking for calls. I don't know. To me, I feel like Joel Embiid is worried about personal accolades more so than trying to win. That's why he was crying all last season about not winning one to win MVP.
So what's Jason Tatum doing this season?
No, well, I think that Tatum's just bringing up about how he's not being judged fairly, and by the conversation.
But when Embiid did it, he said he was crying. That's what Embiid said. Embiid said that word for word. He's not being judged fairly. That's what he said. Jason Tatum's doing it all of a sudden. Now he's just doing that. He's not being judged fairly.
No, everyone wants to win MVP.
No,
it's just because Embiid's dark skin.
Casual. One more time for the people in the back. They didn't hear you. One more time.
Everyone wants to win MVP.
There's not one guy that's
they might not say it, but everyone wants to win MVP.
One of them.
If you feel like you're an MVP level player, you're going to be pissed off if you don't win the MVP.
Yeah, but Joel's the only one that's always in the media.
Except maybe like Jimmy. I don't think Jimmy Butler cares, but
I think Jimmy Butler genuinely.
If he won there, I don't think he'd say no. But I don't think he cares.
He might not care today, but years ago, he absolutely cared about being an All-NBA performer. He cared about being an All-League defender. You know why? Because I know how Jimmy Butler ticks. And Jimmy Butler looks at guys like, y'all put this dude on the All-NBA team above me. Y'all put this dude on the All-Star game in the All-Star game above me. Y'all put this dude above me in league MVP votes? No way. Hell yeah, these dudes do that.
Yeah, but chill. For guys like Jimmy Butler, even guys like Kawhi to some extent, they know, like, yeah, I should definitely be an All-NBA performer. I should definitely be on the All-Defensive team. But they know they have no action at MVP. Like, they know that's never going to happen. No matter what Jimmy Butler does, he would never be MVP.
Even if that's true, Big Ox.
And so he probably like, let me worry about stuff I can control. You know,
right?
Like flat iron in my hair in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, even if that's true, though, Big Ox. Even if that's true. So if Jason Tatum wins the league MVP, Jimmy Butler's looking at Jason Tatum like, y'all gave him the league MVP?
Oh, no doubt. I do believe that he believes he's better than these guys that
are
getting
MVP. The point.
But he knows
that
he's
doesn't
never
mean
going to
he
get
wants
one.
the award. It just means, hey,
y'all gave it to him.
I'm better than you.
Well, there's Chitchat. We already know how this works, and it's like high school. It's like high school. No matter what, those are the popular kids over there. When it comes to prom king, queen, homecoming, this and that, they're the only ones going to be on the ballot. I know that we weigh, they're weird, that's who's the popular kids. In the NBA, there's the popular kids, and then there's the kids that are better than the popular kids. But they're not gonna get no love though. Like, it's high school, it's just high school. It's politics.
Everybody in the chat, I do want to take this time to acknowledge that we got some elite 3-point shooters on our end. And they will be on a new show called From the Logo. Starting on March 5th on Player's Choice. You could tap into this show. It's going to be some good guys on there. It's going to be some good guys. Y'all be sure to come up there and watch potentially Player's Choice next greatest show. March 5th, be sure to tap in. If you haven't liked the video yet, there's no point even waiting any longer. Slap that like button. Show us some love. Show us some love. Hakeem Delph said, who is the most irritant defender on LeBron? Lance Stevenson or Dylan Brooks?
Hasn't he asked this before?
I'm not saying we've done this before.
We said Lance, right? We said Lance.
Yesterday. Mm-hmm.
I'll say it again. Lance.
Yeah. And then Ox made the joke about Deshaun Stevenson. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
RMT said Kobe's 27.2 shots, 45 field goal percentage, 7 seed. Wow. Gold. Mama mentality. If you're not on Kobe's level, he's not passing to you. Luka, 23.6 field goal attempts, 49.4 field goal percentage, and 38.4 3-point percentage. Quote unquote ball hog.
But this is such a lie, bro. Everybody knew Kobe was a ball hog. Kobe was called a ball hog all those years. Nobody didn't call Kobe a ball hog until later on. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was 100% a ball hog, and everybody knew it, and everybody said it. Except for Lakers fans.
Comparing field goal percentage from 2006 to 2024.
The game was way different. The game is way different in 2006 than it is today.
But he was a ball hog, though, Chilltown.
That's what everyone said. There was no one was saying anything different.
I'm not arguing that.
Pass the ball.
But the game is different, though. The game is a lot more wide open today. It's way faster today. So I don't think Luka's a ball hog. I just don't feel like he's got to do he shouldn't have to do that much. He shouldn't. Just like to answer Ron's question, like we talked about an hour ago, Ron, I didn't feel like James, as good as he was, he shouldn't have had to do that much in order for them to win. It just wasn't necessary.
Speaking of
to explain why they didn't win.
War V Room said, Mars, did you ever consider LeBron the best defender in the league? In what years did you consider him a top 10 defender?
Best in the league? Probably like 12 and 13, probably. Top 10. 09 to like 13, maybe 14, those years. I don't have a list. He might have been top 10 in 08, but I wasn't as high on his defense. So like 09 to like 13, 09 to 14 out of push, probably the years I think he was a top 10 defender. Peaked as like the best or top 3 defender in the league, in my opinion.
I'll go 16, 17. That's as far as I'm going to go. After that, it gets tricky. 17, 18, he was a good defender, but I still think he should have made the all-league defensive team that year, but that's another conversation. But in terms of a top 10 defender and being elite like that, probably 17. I think that's from probably 8 to 17. That's as far as I'll go.
The Sauce Man said, you hype up Tatum's team. KD had Russ and Harden. Claw had a Spurs dynasty. You mad because Tatum has Jaylen Brown and had Smart?
No one is mad at that. Even if you want to talk about Kevin Durant having James Harden and Russell Westbrook, yeah, and no one, and the masses, I'm not going to say no one, and a lot of the masses never considered Kevin Durant the best player in basketball. They just did. They're literally, it's always been somebody they were ready to put above Kevin Durant. That's why he has the complex that he has now, and that's interesting. No one wants to put him in the GOAT conversation. He feels he deserves to be in the GOAT conversation. No one wants to put him there. I wonder why. Stuff like that. And I'm not going to say that I'm sitting there saying, oh, because he had X, Y, and Z, that's why not. I'm just saying, same boat as Jason Tatum. You have talent on your team that you came into the league with that other people didn't. They're not going to put you on the same level as other people.
He's just not as good as them.
KD still a sucker. He threw a monkey wrench in the whole thing when he went to the Golden State.
That too.
He's a man.
Yeah, these LeBron fans still mad about that.
I am, Mars. I ain't gonna lie. He threw a monkey wrench in the whole dynamic. He did when he did that, man. Oh my goodness, yo.
They needed their king to get 6 rings, man.
He threw a monkey wrench in the whole thing when he did that. It's like Shaq going to the Bulls. Like, what you doing, yo?
I mean, the Cavs tried to get him too. I mean, they tried to destroy them.
But what's the problem with KD joining the Warriors, though?
Everything.
People
don't do this, Will.
I can talk about an hour about this.
I don't care how you got there.
We can't do this right now.
Everything was wrong. Everything.
So you guys are mad at KD for his decision, right?
Wait,
I'm not at Kevin Durant because you're up.
Kevin Durant with the rings.
Okay, we get it. He's up to the team
against them, casual. Against them. By the way,
you're up 3-1 with a team that showed that they can compete with them and go on to a championship and win one. And then you end up joining them.
Are you mad at the Warriors? Are you mad at the Warriors for trying to get
I'm mad at Kevin Durant.
That's why I just wanted to ask.
If you're any team, no matter how stacked your roster is, of course you want to add Kevin Durant.
You're a sucker for that.
I'm mad at Kevin Durant as a man, as a basketball player.
Who cares?
I care.
We all care.
I'd much rather be like Kevin Durant with my 2 rings than be like Charles Barkley, who gets disrespected every night on national TV because
of course you'd rather want to have 2 rings, but
only Bozos disrespect Charles Barkley. Only Bozos and casuals. Bozos and casuals disrespect Charles Barkley. No real hoop knowers, no real ball knowers disrespect Charles Barkley.
Hey, look,
that's just Shaq trolling.
Oh, but that's different.
That's Shaq trolling on national television.
And he deserves to. No. He deserves to. You want to know why? Because when Charles Barkley pulled a Kevin Durant and joined the Houston Rockets after losing to them and ended up losing, you know what all winners were able to do? Put losers in their place. Pat Williams said it at the start of 24. Winners are not allowed to let losers rewrite history. So Charles Barkley will always be reminded by a winner, Shaquille O'Neal, that he is a loser. So there you go.
But Damo, whether he joined the Rockets or not, they still would have been saying that because he didn't win a ring, period. I don't think that they're factoring in.
Maybe he should have won a ring on the Rockets. Maybe he should have
won a ring on the Rockets.
No, he took that gamble. It didn't work out. KD took that gamble.
So now you're reminded,
KD took no gamble. What kind of low stakes gamble are we talking about? Kevin Durant going to
nothing in life is guaranteed.
We've seen.
You know what is guaranteed, Will? You know what is guaranteed, Will? KD getting on the Warriors and them winning the NBA championship.
No, because
somebody could get injured.
No.
But they did.
I've heard on here too many times for me to count that if Kawhi doesn't go down, the Spurs.
No, that's just what people say.
No.
That's
wrong,
Mars.
Wrong. That's not true. Mars, what you heard was Mars. That's not true, Mars. What you heard. That's not true, Mars. What you heard was no. That's not true, Mars. What you heard from me in particular. If Kawhi Leonard doesn't roll his ankle, they don't sweep the San Antonio Spurs. That's what you heard from me. Okay, I want to make sure we clear on that.
I have heard many times that if Kawhi doesn't go down,
nobody was beating.
If Kawhi doesn't go down, the Spurs could have beat them. I was hearing all throughout that season that even with KD, the Cavs were going to win. You know why? Because Kyrie hit that shot on Christmas. It just had they had the Warriors number. The Warriors were demoralized. That's what I heard. You can go back and watch the tape. That's what they were saying all throughout that season. When that final series went on, I was hearing, the Cavs don't have the Warriors number. They both 12-0 in the East and in the West. They both swept their conference. They were meeting up. No one was saying it's just a foregone conclusion in the media. Everyone's like, the Cavs still have that mental advantage. LeBron James still the best player in the series. Then they went and got destroyed in 5 games. Then the next year, what did I hear? The Houston Rockets won 65 games. They might be better than the Warriors. Then they're up 3-2. Chris Paul goes down. It goes to a game 7. They lose by 9 points after missing 27 straight threes. I heard, if Chris Paul doesn't go down, the Rockets would have won that series. The Warriors really aren't that undefeatable team. And then they go against the finals in Toronto and they finally lose. It's like, look, they lost. So don't tell me they were just undefeatable and no one could have beat them. When as it was happening, I had to listen to the amount of teams that could have beat them. Don't do that to me. That's revisionist history.
Damo, I'm sorry, Damo.
I'll raise my hand. Damo. Actually, like I wanted to speak. I wasn't on the trend. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Damo.
Will, can I ask you? Do you know of a player that was in top 3 conversations that walked in free agency and the team that they're joining is deemed a finals team, a team that is competing for a finals?
Won the year before.
Damn winning the year before. Damn, they won already. Damn that.
They're just a top three
player. Just a top three team. Top three player who walks in free agency and joins a team that is already a championship caliber team. Not a player that goes to a team and they build one.
Moses Malone joining the Sixers.
40 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
For example, Moses Malone joining the Sixers.
That's fine. Anyone other than that, other than Moses Malone.
Wilt Chamberlain joining the Lakers.
60 years ago.
He asked for examples. I've given him 2.
I'm just asking for example. I'm not trying to get a guy.
Yeah, so I've given you 2. It doesn't happen a lot, but I've given you 2 off the top of my head.
Yeah,
right.
So
well, thank you, Mars, because I'm glad your name is Will, Mars. I like it.
Will wasn't going to know the answer, so
what's the point?
I mean, look,
yeah, it doesn't make your point right. I'm sorry, it was Moses Malone.
You don't know what my point was, man.
Keep going, Will. Keep going, Will.
And I'm saying, so him securing himself a ring, I think that was a smart decision because you don't want to go down without winning one. And I get it. You could say, okay, he took a shortcut or the punk way, whatever.
A shortcut.
But who cares? In 20 years from now, when people look back at KD's career, they're going to see that he has a ring, finals MVP. Nobody's going to really care about how he got it. We just care that he got it. And I think that was the smart thing to do. There's nothing wrong with ring chasing. I don't see that as a problem.
In your prime?
Oh my God.
In your prime,
Will? You got to do what you got to do.
Okay. With that,
no one holds it against Moses Malone.
Hey, real quick.
Okay, it's Moses Malone. This is Kevin Durant.
But I will.
Moses Malone has 3
argue.
MVPs.
This is social media era basketball as well. That's 19.
Yes, yeah, but so his point is still applies. I mean, when the other people who have done it throughout history, the only 2 other examples when they did it, no one holds it. Who's holding against Wilt Chamberlain?
Today, it's social media. It's more player talk, more legacy.
Okay, so then be mad that social media exists. Don't be mad at KD.
I just want to ask Will one question. And this is about to be a very nasty question, but I'm a guy of consistency, so I need you to stay consistent, buddy. I feel you. Who cares? Who's going to care in the future when they look back? All we're going to talk about is he got the rings, right? Cool.
Okay.
So you don't have a problem with people that sell crack to their community, right?
Yo, what? What are you asking?
You don't have
what?
You don't have a
look down my head. What?
Stop. You don't have a problem with people selling crack to their community because they just doing what they got to do. They just doing what they got to do to make money, right?
One's illegal, one is not. What are you talking about?
What?
Those 2 things are not the same.
One is illegal, one is not.
This is nastier than spoiled milk.
Y'all were warned.
You kind of got me lost with that question, bro.
Nah, man. Either none of it's okay, all of it's okay. You're okay with people selling crack to their community. You watch Snowball.
What are you comparing right now?
Franklin ain't wrong. That's basically what I'm saying.
What are you comparing right now? Like, the analogy don't even add up to what you're trying to make it seem like it is.
Nah, man. Chat, again, if you're okay with a little bit of it, you gotta be okay with all of it. All right.
All right. Well, then,
who cares? Who cares? You're doing what you gotta do, right?
No. Like, that don't really make.
Oh, so sense. It does matter. So there
hold on, wait. Logic, right? Wait, because you're doing this fucking real fast, and you asking me questions that don't correlate because you're trying to catch me. We gonna stick to the Kevin Durant point, and there's nothing wrong with him going to Golden State, getting a ring, and him dipping. There's no way. There's no way that's the connection he just did. When he left Golden State, going to Brooklyn, it didn't work out. Now he's in Phoenix. We're yet to see if it works out. But at the end of the day, he got his 2 rings, and that's all that matters.
You keep saying there's nothing wrong with Kevin Durant getting a ring. I don't think there's a wrong with a player wanting to get a ring, having aspirations. But you're chalking it up like Kevin Durant was on the Charlotte Hornets, on there winning 19 games a season. He was literally on a team up 3-1, talking about he wants to go to a place where you can win a championship. That was OKC.
And not just and by the way, Casual, not just on a team that was up 3-1. He was also on a bomb squad. It wasn't like he was just on a good team. He was on a phenomenal team.
Defenders. They probably needed
great
a shooter, but they still had Russ, who was all NBA.
It wasn't like he was Luka in Dallas and they had Golden State in the chokehold. No, he was on Oklahoma City with a bunch of other ballers.
You just don't like that he made it. You just don't like that he made his life easier. I mean, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. There's
like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, just say it how it is. You don't like that he made his life easier because
that
you
will
like
forever
to struggle and have
legacy,
success.
though.
I mean, it
That's
is what
the
it is.
problem.
It's always better when you face more
legacy.
adversity to have success. Everyone always praises the runs that have more adversity. That's why everyone praises Dirk.
Mars, ain't nobody saying that.
If the job's easier, you guys don't have as much respect for the job.
No, Mars, I'm not saying that.
I'm not judging
saying
you for
that,
that opinion. It's the normal human opinion. That's how most people.
No, Mars, I don't actually. I don't mind you getting out of one situation for a better situation. It's very much y'all dudes know I do the chicken analogy. Yo, honey dip, I ain't saying that you got to still be with me. Just not him, no. You could go anywhere else, but just not him. That's all I'm asking. Just not that dude.
Yeah, you don't like that he went to the place where it was easier.
You could get with anybody else. Him though. That's what you get with. Give me a break.
Yeah, it's like okay.
You just don't like that he went to the place where his job was easiest. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
wait. So how long was KD in OKC for?
9 years.
About 9 years.
This is the last question.
Okay, about 9 years. Okay, so he put the work in there, and he would know better than us. He probably like, yo, I can't win here. So he went to Golden State. He got his ring. He did. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
They didn't win at OKC partly because of him. Because of his deficiencies in the fourth quarter, those final games. And Russ,
okay, wait, but I'm not arguing
like Kevin Durant was on the Charlotte Hornets, putting up a triple-double every single night and was like, I'm out of here. They can't put a roster around me. When he was in OKC up 3-1 and then craps the bed in the final 3 games when the game mattered the most. He was in the finals 4 years prior when him and Russ are healthy. They're always contending in the Western Conference, and he went to the team, the ultimate team. 73-9, like what Chill said. It was like if Shaq went to the Bulls after the Bulls were 72-10. Like that's the scale we're talking about. If Kevin Durant, like he didn't have to leave. If he wanted to leave because he wanted to escape Russ, I guess because he didn't like the fit, whatever. But to say you couldn't win with Russ, you could have went to another final multiple years if you just would have hit some more shots down the stretch in series. You did do it in Golden State. Well, it's because you had Steph.
And the compound
you wanted him to do it the hard way. Like, it's very simple. I'm
not
judging you guys. That's what it is. You wanted him to do it the hard way.
Get it out the mud. But
okay, true or false? It would be harder for KD to win a ring in OKC than Golden State.
Is grass green? It would be
okay. You wanted him to do it the hard way. I'm not saying
it's not right, but we're not. But like when you say the hard way,
I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong that you wanted him to go through the adversity.
OKC would have been harder than Golden State, but again, OKC is not like Kevin Durant's taking a box of scraps or like,
I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying people respect more the going through the adversity, the going through the struggle. You like it's normal human reaction. When someone goes through adversity and has success in the end, you praise it more than the person who like if there's a kid who's born rich, if there's a kid who's born rich and then stays rich, you don't praise them as much as the person who came from nothing and became rich. That's just normal human reaction. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. But just call it what it is. You guys wanted him to go through more adversity. That's
no, Mars. No. What I'm saying, in terms of going through the mud, there's a reason why Oklahoma City got him where they got him, because in Seattle they were garbage, and they built that unit up to where they're a championship contender. Mars, I'm not saying that he got to leave Oklahoma City and now go back to the bottom and start again. No, I'm not saying that.
You would have preferred he stayed in Oklahoma City. That's what I'm saying.
That's it right there. That's it.
I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm just saying
because if you're going to go to Golden State,
you wanted him to
go to Golden State. If you're going to go to Golden State, don't leave, because the reason why you left Oklahoma City is for what you got in Golden State.
Nah, wait,
that's why you got there. That's why you stayed there. So why leave Oklahoma City? Why leave Golden State to go now? Because he could have done it in Oklahoma City. There was no reason to leave Oklahoma City.
Real, casual, chill. We gotta move on. I'm sorry, fellas. I gotta go through the grind and the adversity of getting through these super chats.
No problem. I know Will got to go to class. Will, go to class. Not Will. I'm sorry. I know. Casual got to go to class. But
I appreciate you guys having me up here.
Go to school, man. Go to school. We'll give
I got like a science class like 3 years.
Go to school.
We'll give it to you later. We don't support
education.
We'll give it to you later.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Catch you soon.
Oh, you can find me. Shameless plug. You can find me some casual takes on TikTok. If you want to hear non-casual takes. It's just an ironic name. All right, boy.
All right. Appreciate you for tapping in. All right, y'all. We still got to.
That logic doesn't work, buddy, because he went back to Miami and won. So you want to talk about somebody being biased? That's the point. He actually went back to Miami and won. I mean, he went back to Cleveland and won. So you want to talk about somebody leaving?
If KD joins OKC next season with Shea and Chet in them.
At this point,
what we saying? You praising it?
I mean, this Kevin Durant?
Yes. If he goes back to OKC next year.
I mean, at this point, it's different than when he would have done it after he won in Golden State. Way different. I just don't think that he should have ever left Golden State because he left Golden State to win. That's why he left Golden State. To leave Golden State and go to Brooklyn to prove what I couldn't do in Oklahoma City. I'm now going to do that in Brooklyn. That doesn't make any sense.
He left because he didn't like how they handled Draymond disrespecting him. It's not because he wanted to win elsewhere and prove he could do it.
We could have fixed that.
That was made up. Someone made that up.
How did he handle
Draymond? KD said why he left and you chose not to believe him. That's your
But even if he did believe, okay, let me go to Brooklyn to prove that I can now win it as a number one option. What's the issue? He got what he wanted from Golden State, and that was a championship. So now,
because KD said himself, that's how I know. KD said it himself. That's why he left.
No, like that. No, I'm saying
talking to Eli in the chat.
He didn't confirm it. Okay, now I got you. I'm saying even if he didn't confirm it, and it was just up to speculation, he already got what was needed from Golden State, and that was a ring. So now he can leave. I would have agreed if, let's say, he went to Golden State and they didn't win a ring, and then he left. Then I would say, yeah, you shouldn't have left until you got one. But he did. So now he can go gamble on if he can do it by himself, or not by himself, but as the number one or with his own team. He can take that gamble because he already got the rings.
All right, y'all. I have a super chat from Renji. He said KD could have gone to Golden State and choked under the pressure, just like Bron did in 2011, but instead, KD stood on business. Bron didn't. Oh, well. KD proved himself already. Y'all just salty about who he beat.
So first of all, I'm 100% confident they won the NBA championship in Miami. So what are you talking about? They won the NBA championship in Miami.
For me,
I think the point he's making, if the Warriors didn't go 16-1 in their first postseason and they lost, and they showed they were beatable, and then they won and won in 18 and 19, KD's rings would have more respect because then they don't look like this unbeatable team that couldn't be beaten. Because they actually lost. You guys respect LeBron's super team rings in Miami more because they showed that they could be beaten and then they had to overcome something and come back from that adversity in 2011. But because Golden State figured it out borderline instantaneously and there was no adversity, you guys don't respect it. It's like, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. They were going to win anyway. But if they lost in 2017 and then came back and spun the block in 18 and destroyed everyone, it's like, okay, they overcame this. But you guys don't view it as overcoming something because they just figured it out quicker. That's why I'm like, you guys would have wanted them to lose to then win. Then you would have praised the two rings if you won in 18 and 19. And that's why I'm like, you guys just say, call it how it is. You wanted more adversity. You wanted more struggle. And
I'm with you 40%. I'm with that take. I'm 40% with that take. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm with that. 40%.
That's what it is. You guys like adversity. Shout out to you.
DSG Piccolo said, Damo, you nasty for that crack comparison.
Hey, man.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
Same logic, man. Hey, look, who cares about what you're doing for the money as long as you're getting the money? No one's gonna look back and say what you did for the money if you got
selling crack to people does harm to people. Go into a team in the NBA. Who are you harming?
He harmed all those
detrimental to someone's health.
He harmed all those OKC fans.
Who are you harming?
Look at how
Mars, just so you know, Mars, when James left Cleveland, just so you know, the economy in downtown Cleveland dropped 50%.
What was OKC?
People lost their job. So
yeah, that's LeBron. Talk about LeBron. Who did OKC? Who did the KD harm in OKC?
Oh, when he left Oklahoma City, oh man, those dudes was crushed over that. Man, those dudes was crushed over that. They wrecked it. He destroyed a championship caliber team. 100% he did. Destroy the championship.
You guys are just mad that LeBron don't have his 6 rings. Is what it is.
I am. I ain't gonna fight that. I ain't gonna lie. I am. I'm pissed at KD for that. He threw a monkey wrench in the whole.
Your children said it is. So for him,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm being honest with you. Yes, he threw a monkey wrench in everything when he did that. 100%. He did.
If y'all want to say it about you, cool. But nah, can't go with me.
Pemberton Archive said he has mentioned him loving it here in Cleveland this year specifically because of the rumors.
Word.
I must have missed that. I didn't see that.
All right, y'all. Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. I got Luka versus the field. And this will who will have a better 7-year run from now till 2030.
Can I ask you a question, Ron?
What's up?
Are we just talking about stats, or who's like maybe going to win a
championship? We projecting.
Okay.
I'm just who's going to be the better player. That's what I'm.
We projecting over the next 7 years.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you guys choose where you may want to balance out everything and factor everything in. Just do who's going to be the better player. Maybe you want to do who's going to have more MVPs. Ultimately, you might want to do who's going to have more championships. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. But the first player is Luka versus Anthony Edwards.
I think Anthony Edwards is going to be the league MVP at some point, but with what Luka doing, Luka. I think Anthony Edwards is going to outgrow Minnesota.
And Edwards is getting the Tatum thing where he's being compared to people.
I don't think that he's going to. I think he's going to. I don't ever think Anthony Edwards is going to be considered the best player in the game. I do think he's going to be in the conversation, but I don't think he's ever going to get to that.
I'm going Luka.
Luka clears.
I'm going to go.
Buddy, shut up, man. You think you challenging people's logic and you not.
Oh, my God.
You so stupid, yo. I swear this dude makes me sick. He does. He makes me sick because he has no logic whatsoever when he talks. At least when you guys talk to me, we actually go back and forth and we have logic. You don't have any logic. None. And then you laugh like a gremlin. Like a gremlin. So stupid, yo. I hate this guy. I don't like this guy. I hate this guy on everything I do. I hate him. Everything about him. At least you guys.
Hate's a strong word.
I do. I hate this guy because at least you guys give me legit logic and we could go back and forth. He doesn't have any. He's legit like a troll, like a gremlin, like them dudes. I hate everything about that dude. I swear I do. Everything.
Sure, you saying he looks like a gremlin or acts like
I just hate everything about him.
Ron, why
I mean that, Ron. Fuck this dude. I mean that. I hate that.
See, Ron don't want to get through the super chats. He want to.
I hate everything about that.
This why Ron out.
And I mean that with everything. I hate that dude because if we're gonna talk basketball, yo, bring me some logic, B. Bring. If we're gonna go at it, bring me your game. Don't just talk about my game. Don't just talk about my game. You don't have any game, but you talk about my game. Oh, man, I hate that dude, Joe. And I hate dudes like that. I hate dudes like that sit on the sideline, can't do it, can't talk the game, but will talk about your logic. I hate everything about that guy. Everything. Everything he represents, I hate it. I'm sorry, Ron.
Yeah, so Will, how do you feel about Luka versus Ant?
Well, I got, you said in 7 years, Ron?
Over the next 7 years,
yeah.
Well, what Anthony Edwards brings on the defensive end is only getting better. I think he'll be consistent in knocking down those late game shots. I'm gonna go off on a limb here, and I'm gonna say in a couple of seasons Anthony Edwards will be better than Luka Doncic. Give me Ant.
All right.
But I got Luka Doncic hands down MVP this year though. Hands down MVP this year.
I think I gotta go Luka.
Down over Joker.
If I was voting, if I had to vote, I had to vote based on my New Year's resolution.
You voting today?
I'm not even questioning it. It's Luka.
Damn. All right.
Well, I think Luka. But just in terms of as better player, but I think if I'm gonna factor in 7 years of just like their career, I think the Timberwolves can make some noise. So I would say that they maybe do better in like the postseason than the Mavs. But if it's just about who the better player is, then we'll be in 7 years, and I probably got to go Luka. But if we're talking about team success included, then I might go Ant.
All right, y'all.
I'm kind of confused on like the criteria.
And Brax, you another one. Brax, you another one because you get around your crew and you come on my show and you smile in my face behind my back. You talk about me like I ain't shit with your cronies. You a clown too. You a clown too.
Yeah, Brax.
Yeah, you a clown too.
I hate to see you go down too, Brax.
You guys are getting cooked. Oh my god. Okay.
On to the next. We got Luka versus Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait a minute. Whoa, Mars. Why is this?
Luka clears.
Right now he does.
He's going to for the rest of the time.
Right now
Luka
he
clears.
does. Like it's
Luka
not
clears.
close.
No.
No. What are we basing that on, Mars?
Luka is so much better than Tyrese Halliburton will ever be. Luka right now is better than Halliburton will ever be, by far.
Mars.
So Halliburton will never get.
I was expecting different names to this. Okay, Luke. It looks like Luka's gonna win this going away. Luka clears.
I mean, they both don't play a lick of defense. So
actually, Luka's actually been better this year.
That ain't hard to be.
Yeah, it's not hard to be better than what he was, but I think he's been okay. I think he's been solid.
Last year he was playing defense like my daughter, Chitchat. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. I'm gonna take Luka in everything but passing.
Will Chip?
Yeah, Luka.
I'll take Luka over Halliburton. I don't think it's as far off as Mars thinks it is, though.
I'm comparing an all-time great to a very good point guard.
They're the same. They're almost the same person, but I'm gonna go with Luka though.
No, I ain't saying that right there. Hang on.
they're almost the same person, but Tyrese is just a better athlete.
If I hear Trae Young on this list, Ron, I'm going to.
Ron, I will leave. No, I will cut my
Wi-Fi. I hear Trae Young's name on this
list. He better not. Don't do that, Ron. Don't. Of all the things not
going in chronological order. We may get the Trae, we may not get the Trae.
If we get the Trae, that's fine. And Ron and Mars, if we get the Trae, no problem. It should be a simple answer. We don't have to elaborate. We don't have to do nothing. So go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I'll just hate to be standing alone on this Tyrese Halliburton hill, but it's all good. It's all good. The next name on the list, it's actually a good one. I think it's a real good one. We got LUKA Doncic and Victor Wembanyama.
That was the good name.
One that's close. Finally,
I think Wembanyama.
Damo, you don't think that's close, Damo?
No.
Oh, okay.
What did you?
Yeah, I disagree.
Wait, so you think
not close in favor of who?
In favor of Luka.
Oh yeah, I disagree.
You don't think that Wemby over the next 7 years, from what you're seeing right now?
Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, we're projecting.
We're projecting. We ain't talking about today. No. We're talking about in the next 7 years. In the next 7 years.
Yeah,
we're projecting.
We've been projecting the whole time, don't we?
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're projecting.
From now till 2030. You want to change any of your answers?
He been telling you to pass that so you can focus.
Pass that.
No, I be getting caught up in the chat too much. I'm sorry.
Man.
So do you want to change your answer about Ant and Halliburton now that you know his projection?
Nah, I still got Luka over both of them. But in terms of Wemby, yeah, I'm taking Wemby. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Wemby's winning this one.
I go Wemby.
Me too.
I don't know how I feel about Wemby. I just don't know. I'm at a loss.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Like, what's there not to know about?
Wemby had, in my opinion, the worst game he had in a while last night.
Yeah, he wasn't good,
and he still played very well.
Wait,
Mars, we got to remember why he
know about Wemby.
We got to remember why he had that game last night too, Mars. We can't. I mean, it's against the best defense in the league, and it wasn't just because he had an off night. I think they had a lot to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly not the perfect offensive player. I mean, there's some times where they were making extra rotations that he's not used to seeing, so some of his passes were getting picked off and stuff. So, like, I just think he had the worst game he's had in a while last night, and that's saying something about how good he's been recently because he still played pretty good last night. And
it's the worst that he's gonna be.
Yeah, some of my favorite players are Euros. I don't have no bias to where somebody is from. That's dumb. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard, bro. But
go ahead.
I don't know. I like Wemby. I mean, quiet as kept. I actually like Luka. I just don't like a lot of things about his game. Just like there's a lot of things about everybody's game I don't like. Even some of my favorite players, I have issues with their game. But I'm just not sure about Wemby. Like you can clearly see the kid's a freak. He's a physical specimen. You know what I mean? I'm just not sure. And I know we got to speculate. So if I'm speculating now, if I'm speculating to where he can be, it's probably some shit that we've never seen before. So I can comfortably go with Wemby just based on speculation. But still, I just need to see it. That's all.
Can I just ask real quick and quick question? Is Wemby the first rookie since I want to say Luka? Came in and was exactly as advertised in terms of hype?
Is he exactly as advertised?
At this point,
Yes.
I think
I was
yeah.
promised something else.
I mean, whose advertisement were you listening to?
Right,
He's not
that's
year
what-
5 KD.
That's
Right.
what I'm
He's not
saying.
year
That's
5 KD.
Let's start
what
there.
I'm
Let's
saying,
start
boy.
there.
So,
This
like,
is not what I was promised.
Hold on. When I say in terms of when I say as advertised, I'm talking in terms of the hype, in terms of them coming over and being able to translate whatever it is. Luka was never hyped ever. Not gonna. Yeah, right, Shaq. Luka was that. I was one of the
He
people
wasn't this
hyping up
hype. He
Luka.
said he was never.
Wait a
wasn't
minute.
this hype,
He wasn't
but there
this
was
hype.
definitely hype with Luka. It was 100%
Wait.
hype.
But the
Mama.
logic with Luka coming in, it wasn't what it is now. It was people who didn't think that he'd be very
There's
good.
a reason he wasn't a consensus #1 pick.
Right. It was people who didn't think that he would be very good, Damo. It
Yeah,
wasn't
I know that's the reason, but that's why he didn't get as much hype.
because he's white.
That's
Zion for sure. Zion's not the player he was advertised to be. Zion is
Yeah,
not the
he's
player
not.
he was hyped up to be. He's not.
He definitely is not.
But I
And
think that
behind,
Wemby
I'm not
Wemby-
even. I'm not even comparing
Wemby's better
hype.
than I thought he was.
And again, I'm not comparing hype. I'm not saying that Luka was as hyped as Wemby is now. I'm just saying a player that had a perceived hype about him coming into the league and was able to live up to that hype. Luka's probably the last one. I can't remember a rookie.
But I don't remember
hype,
Luka
though.
being
There's
that
only a
hyped
5-year
up, though.
difference.
He wasn't, Damo. That hype that you're talking about,
Like,
that
I don't
wasn't
remember
going
Luka
on.
being super hyped
The
up.
draft board, the draft
Y'all
board.
got to remember. Y'all got to remember.
AD lived up to the
Shaq
hype
over
pretty
there
much,
though. Like Shaq is over there. So he Luka had probably much more hype across the waters. You know what I'm saying?
For
Like
sure.
everybody knew how dope he was
I'm
over
in
there. So I
Europe.
could
Luka
see.
had the hype over here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like Shaq.
Shaq
Shaq over there.
Shaq
So
played
like
against
Shaq
Luka.
knows firsthand.
There had to be a level of hype for Luka to be in the top, to be considered a lottery pick when a lot of people didn't know who he was. The same thing with Porzingis. Again, I'm not measuring the hype compared to other prospects. I'm just saying the hype was there. The same thing with Porzingis.
Yeah, Ricky
No
Rubio
one
had
knew-
hype when he came.
No one knew who Porzingis was, but then
As he
he's just
should
this
have.
name that just everyone knows, and now he's getting drafted. What was it, 4th? There was hype
Yeah.
for Porzingis. Now, whether he lived up to it, whatever, obviously he wasn't as hyped up as Wemby, or obviously there was naysayers to Porzingis. Hell, kids were crying when he got drafted, but there was still hype. With Luka, a lot of people didn't know nothing about him. A lot of people didn't know his film. There were a lot of perceived notions about him, but to the people that believed, there was hype with him. That's why he was taken as high as he was.
Yeah, but I don't think that many
Really?
people knew about how good Luka would be. So, like, you're bringing up the people that knew about him, but I think that'd be like the minority in terms of like what you would hear.
I mean, we all knew who Luka
There's
was,
been
but it
players
wasn't
who
like
have
this,
lived
though,
up. There's
like,
been
yeah.
players who have lived up to like, or even exceeded the expectations for them as a rookie. A lot of the chat saying Paolo. I agree. Paolo as a rookie was better than what some people expected, or at least lived up to what the expectation was. And now he's also in year 2. But I don't think there's been a player with the greatest of all time hype, or somewhere all time great hype, who's done as good as quick as Wemby has since Tim Duncan.
But would you say that Wemby is like the greatest like NBA prospect ever?
I think so.
He has an argument. There's an argument. I'm not
If there was a draft of all prospects throughout history, I'm taking Wemby #1.
Over Chamberlain?
yes.
Okay, but you
Yeah.
believe the stuff
I
that
agree
isn't
with you.
true. So I mean, I can understand why you would take Wilt #1.
Jabal?
But yes.
I'm not taking them over.
Like,
Tim Duncan.
If
I'm not taking Wemby
if
over
we're
Tim
able to
Duncan.
erase everyone, if we're able to erase everyone's memory,
Everybody's career is. I don't know nothing about Shaq.
like, I know
nothing
it's
about
hard because you
Chamberlain.
know what Wilt achieved, you know what
Right.
Kareem and LeBron
Okay.
achieved.
We don't know
But
nothing
if
from
we,
any
if
of
we
these
just
guys.
remove, if we're able to just zap everyone's memory, Men in Black style,
Right.
and there's just a bunch of prospects on the boards,
Right.
I'm taking
I'm
Wemby
taking
#1.
Shaq. I'm taking
taking
Shaq.
No, it has
I'm
to be
taking
Wemby.
It doesn't
I'm
have
taking
to be.
Sha- I'm
Shaq
taking
is one
Shaquille
I
O'Neal.
consider. Shaq is a
Right.
consideration.
I'm taking
LeBron is a
Shaquille O'Neal.
consideration.
I didn't mean for this to turn this around. My fault.
But that's what I would take. I would take Wemby #1. That's all I'm.
Like he had crazy expectations coming into this season, and I didn't think that he'd look as good as he has already looked. But he's answered everything. Like there's nothing that I don't think anybody can look at his game and complain about what Wemby does. Like he's meeting everybody's expectations. I think.
Mars, is there any chance you consider James Wiseman?
You know what? I was thinking about him.
I was trying to. That was my next question, Mars.
If I had the #2 pick and Wemby was off the board between James Wiseman and LeBron, you know, bigs are normally like typically it might have to be. He might be #2, but Wemby's just different. So #2.
All right. The next player in the Luka versus the field conversation, and a majority of you guys feel Wemby, right?
Yeah.
Was Ox the only one that took Luka versus Wemby?
Did
I
I take Luka?
I took Wemby.
Yeah.
I took Wemby. I just said I'm not sure about Wemby, but I'll take him because we're projected.
All right. In the next 7 years, who will have a better run? Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic?
How old is Jokic?
28.
29. 28. One of those ages.
I think Jokic because I believe he gets another championship. So
Luka's 24 years old. I think Luka.
I would
Yeah,
take Luka.
Jokic just turned 29 a week ago. So in 2030, he will be 35.
Yeah. The way Jokic plays, but Jokic has that type of game where he's still going to be effective when he's 36. So
yeah, but defensively he might regress.
He's 3 times the defender Luka is right now. So
yeah, he's better than Luka is, but I mean 35-year-old Jokic on defense better than 30-year-old Luka?
Yeah. Give me Jokic.
That's close. It's hard. He is in good shape, so I don't think he's just gonna fall off. But then, does he want to play for that long?
Well, you figure in 7 years, he's been in. What is he in year now?
He came in 16. He came in 16.
So in year 8?
Yeah.
Yep, we're in year 8. So 7 more years. That'll be year 15.
I'll take Luka, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jokic is a better player than Luka for a few more years after this one. But I'll take Luka because of age.
Who'd you take, Chill?
Luka, he's 4 years younger. I think at some point he's going to win. I do. I think at some point he's going to win. I think it's going to come to a point where he's going to recognize that even in Dallas, that what I'm doing is clearly not working and what we're doing is not working and we got to change what we're doing. So I do think he's going to win. I don't think his game is going to change that much, but I think that they're going to put some things around him conducive for him to win.
But do you think that he went? Okay, so you think he wins in Dallas?
I look at it the same way I look at it with Dirk Nowitzki because they did the same thing with Dirk. They had this great player who they were putting really good role players around him, and they were just running into bad situations. And then they got what they got in 2011 because nobody talks about the fact that he didn't get out of the first round again after 2011. But with that being said, I think the same thing is going to happen with Luka. I do.
I pick Luka.
Damo, who did you have? You got Luka?
Oh, I picked Luka.
Right,
yeah.
Cool. Next player on the list, we got Luka versus Giannis.
Luka.
Next 7 years, who has a better run?
Luka.
For sure.
I think it's that simple. I don't think it's. I mean, well, first of all, if you look at Giannis's game in terms of how physical he is, how many more years you think Giannis got at this level?
3.
Giannis got.
You think he got 10 more years, Ron? Are you serious right now? No, he doesn't.
But how old is Giannis? Giannis
29.
29.
3, maybe 4. Maybe 4.
This man gonna be playing until he's LeBron's age. Like, what?
Yeah, no.
My bad. Not 10 more.
How many more years do you think he plays at this level?
At this level, Ron.
With the game that he has, how many more years do you think he plays at this level?
It's about 35.
I mean, if he's on PEDs, he can last.
He can't shoot the ball, Ron. He can't shoot the ball, Ron.
Is anybody on PEDs? If they all doing it,
yeah, but I mean, there's a way for him to keep his athleticism into his mid-30s. Then I mean, sure he can.
He's gonna have to change his game though, Mars. That's the other thing, because his athleticism is gonna go, and his game is predicated on speed, flight, and strength. And when that goes the other way,
people said LeBron's game wouldn't age gracefully, and then I mean,
I don't know who said that. But here's the difference, though, Mars. The difference is that James actually added things to his game. So when he added the long ball to his game, Giannis hasn't done that. He's in year 10.
He still hasn't done that. He's posting up.
He is. He is playing on the block a little bit better. Yes, he is doing that. Yes, he is.
So, I mean,
100%.
if he goes into more of a post game with the way the bigs are getting thinner and skinnier, maybe that's how he finds a way to dominate. I got Luka, but that's why. I got Luka.
Will, who do you have?
I go Luka.
All right. Keeping it pushing on to the next person. 2 young guys, both averaging 30, both balling. We got Luka and SGA. Who has a better 7-year run? Factor in everything.
I think SGA. I think the Thunder are much closer to being a contender. So
Are you talking about from like a achievement standpoint? Is that what when you say SGA?
When I say SGA, I'm thinking from a media standpoint. Like they're just gonna boost the nigga more. They're gonna. I feel like from an achievement standpoint, he's probably gonna get lumped into more like awards and stuff more than Luka. I do think Luka's gonna be better, but from an achievement standpoint, I think SGA is gonna rattle off more achievements than Luka.
They can't keep. Here's the thing: they can't do. They can't keep keeping stuff like league MVPs and stuff like that away from Luka. They can't keep doing it.
You guys know SGA is older than
keep
Luka,
missing the playoffs.
He is. That's the other thing. He is older than.
But what is
Luka
he? 26?
No, he's like Luka turns 25 like next week, and SGA is already 25. That's marginal, but
so they're the same. They're basically the same age.
But SGA turns 26 in the summer, I think. So,
but SGA actually plays defense more.
Good for him.
SGA has a team. SGA also has a team that's been built with and around him versus a team like Luka, who they're constantly putting pieces around Luka. And I mean, listen, I love Kyrie.
Dallas, yeah.
It is no consistency with the teams, and we have to rely on Dallas to keep being able to put X amount of guys around Luka.
Oh, is Luka's birthday today? Oh, good time.
I thought we was just hyping the trade deadline moves Dallas made. Just because
again,
I think it's the best team Luka's ever had. I think it's the best team.
Again, I'm not saying that the moves weren't enough. They're going to have to keep making moves because they're not drafting guys on the same timeline as a Luka. With SGA, they have guys that are being drafted and still 39 more picks in the next 8 years, it feels like, to draft more or make moves for other guys to fit on the SGA timeline and help him win more sooner than Luka.
Respect the Derek Lively Omax Prosper, please.
I'm gonna just say SGA anyway because I think SGA finna be better than Luka.
Yeah, Luka clears.
Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
Last but not least, I got Luka. Well, we've kind of talked about it all show. Jason Tatum.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say Trae Young. Okay.
That's what I thought he was going to, Mars. I did.
Mars, if you ain't lined me up earlier, Trae Young was gonna get put in right after.
Yes, he was gonna say it. You told him
he was. You know he was.
He was definitely gonna get involved in that. Yes, he was.
Let me just get this out the way and say Jason Tatum, and y'all go ahead and do.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and say Luka clears.
It's Jason Tatum for sure.
I'm taking Luka.
Tatum.
And Tatum, he's gonna get a ring. I don't think Luka will.
Yeah, Luka's still the better player.
What makes somebody a winner in your? You know what? We ain't got enough time.
What do you mean? What makes somebody? Wait,
I've heard you say that about two different players. Oh, they're just not going to win a ring. What makes somebody a player that's capable of winning a ring, in your opinion?
Well, no. Oh, like do I have time?
Bad. I mean, we got. Well, Ron.
I gotta read these super chats.
Yeah, but Ron, the thing about it is when you're at war, you probably shouldn't throw people in your uniform. You shouldn't throw grenades at them. You should throw grenades at the other people. And then that way you might be able to win that. You might be able to win that battle. Don't throw. Hey, friendly fire does not.
Doesn't help my crew when I'm doing that. No, I need my crew when I'm throwing grenades at my crew. That's gonna blow my crew up. No, it's not helping.
John Rondo.
Who you think is better, Rondo or Luka? And well, we just heard it. DSG Piccolo said, y'all hear CP3 say he was almost traded to Miami to team up with Wade and Braun, but Wade wouldn't give up number 3.
It wasn't that simple.
See, and this is what Bob Cousy should be doing. Just sit around lying because ain't nobody check him. I'm telling
you. It can't be that simple.
You didn't go because D-Wade wouldn't give up number 3. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Nah, man. He's just saying, hey, man, if D-Wade would have gave my jersey number, I'd have some championships right now. That's what he's saying.
Right.
Wait. PG said that?
No, CP3 said that.
CP3 said that.
Chris Paul.
That makes it even worse.
That might make him a bigger loser than he is. I'm not going to lie.
Because he wouldn't give up number 3. Ron, does that make any sense to you? Wade came into the league before him. He's getting on Wade's team, and now he want Wade to give up his number for him when I already won?
But is that confirmed, though?
What's going on?
Well,
CP said it himself.
Did y'all hear what's coming out of his mouth? Did y'all hear what's coming out of Chris Paul's mouth?
It was a clip. I'm thinking it's Dwayne Wade's podcast with this clip is from.
I'm gonna find the clip tonight.
He's saying it in front of Dwayne Wade. He's saying it to Wade I would have been there, but you didn't want to give up 3.
Because at first I was
in the words
tripping
of
on
Mars,
because I
you
thought
even
it
a
said
bigger
PG.
loser than you already are. 100%.
Yeah,
I'm thinking. I thought he said PG, and I'm like, wait a second, PG don't even wear number 3. So I started tripping because of that. And then to find out it was Chris Paul, that's crazy.
This dude came in the league before you. Won. Now you want to get on his crew and take his number from him. I'm good.
He just playing chill. That's not that was real. He was just that. I had to be a joke.
Okay, all right. I'm good.
They
on
was
that.
playing around. That can't be real.
Yeah. Melo was just joking about trying.
Yo,
to get
fellas, I'm gonna read a few more of these super chats. We're gonna end up going over time a little bit. If y'all want to stay, y'all feel free to. If not, if you gotta go, I understand.
Yeah. But it's Wednesday. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do.
Alan L said L Dub and L Will. Damn, Will, you finally getting your first L? L Will. But then he said Dub, tall Dub on the bottom right. He was talking about Castle.
The short Dub for sure.
Tall Dub. Tall Dub. Hey, he do got an XL jersey. You know, Dub wear medium, so he got to be tall Dub.
Maria Knows Best said, when Luka's career is finished, where y'all think he ranks amongst PGs all time? Don't know if y'all already discussed this.
1, 2, 1 or 2.
He'll be a top 3 point guard, in my opinion.
Top 3, yeah. 1 or 2 or 3. One of them.
In through your nose, out through your mouth. Woo stop.
Focus, big eyes. Focus.
He'll be top 3. He'll be top 3.
Focus, big eyes.
School Sense said if Tatum missed the play-in last year and was on track to be a play-in team with the same exact roster as Luka, the slander would be crazy.
So crazy.
It's already nuts.
They went to the Eastern Conference Finals and he still gets slandered more than Luka. It's crazy.
And they lost in Game 7, by the way.
Yeah, you guys stop slandering Luka, man.
Boy Don't Miss said Embiid is very overrated. In my opinion, he's not top 10 currently.
That I ain't doing.
My list is Joker, Curry, Luka, Giannis, LeBron, AD, KD, Jimmy, Book, and SGA.
I'm not doing that.
All you guys are gonna be on the Jimmy Butler top 10 train in about 2 months.
For sure.
Don't act crazy to Jimmy. And then when the playoffs start, all of a sudden, is Jimmy Butler better than Jason Tatum? Is he better than Anthony Davis? Like, let's not do this because you guys in about 2 months are going to be pushing the Jimmy Butler propaganda. So don't act like it comes out of nowhere. He just keeps him in the top 10 because he believes he's going to play in the playoffs. You guys just keep changing it and then throw him back in there in the playoffs. So at least
I got big love for Jimmy. I got big love for Jimmy. I'm not mad at anybody for having Jimmy in their top 10. I'm just kind of shocked that you said you don't miss and you just missed that bad. Like Joel, not.
Don't act like Jimmy's the crazy take because you guys are going to throw Jimmy Butler in the top 10 in about 3 months. So
did he even have KD on that list?
Wait, he did. Yeah, LeBron, AD, KD. I think is what he said. And then SGA. Jimmy.
Somebody got to come off that list because Joel Embiid is a top 10 player.
Yeah, Devin Booker. Back him up.
Yeah, somebody got to come off that list.
Oh, Ron froze.
Yeah, Ron froze.
Okay, I thought y'all could hear him and I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know,
Ron froze. I'll have to say because he's not reading the super chat. There we go. Ron's back. Ron's back. There you go. Hello, Ron.
You back, Ron? We can hear you. Yep, we got you.
If Golden State was the richest family, OKC was their neighbor on the same street.
Yes,
Iggy said they were their toughest team that year. The struggle wasn't that big.
They was living in the same neighborhood, 100%. No doubt about that. So
yeah, they were the second best team in the West.
So, hey, fellas, I got to bounce. Yo.
All right, yo.
I will get what you do tomorrow. Later.
Jake said, funny chill pops out right now. He said, ever notice you've never seen OG, Morgan Freeman, Bill Russell, and James Posey all in the same room?
Imagine James Posey just pulled up right now. That'd be so crazy.
That's weird.
For Mimo said, what exactly put Shaq over Kobe all time? I don't really see any argument for Shaq unless you value peak more than anything.
He carried Kobe to 3 rings.
Go. Huncho said, Mars, it's useless saying this to Tatum Town, going in one ear, out the other.
I try.
Lundini the Genie said, y'all gonna stop playing with Unk. Chill Town. A couple of y'all got fried today for real.
Facts.
Hate to see y'all go out like that. Prince Liger said, chill. Listen to your half-black Italian brother. JT is not close to Luka. Just Damo. It's not close to Luka, just Damo. I've been a Luka fan since day one. This dude is amazing.
Yeah, he's solid. Luka's solid. Did he freeze again?
I think he did.
Yeah, he froze again. Prince Lager said Dub and his fraud conversation was crazy. And then he asked, well, why does Giannis get so much hate? Because people don't praise the run and Duncan. That's why he gets so much hate. People aren't fans of the run and Duncan.
Couple more.
I just care about how effective it is. Go ahead, Ron.
Sauce Man said the goal is to win, not carry a team. Larry Bird and Magic had stacked mobs. Most of them got top 10. What's wrong with being on a good mob? Salute Brad Stevens.
Nothing wrong with being on a good team. I agree.
People just mad that KD joined the team. He wasn't already there.
He's talking about Jason Tatum, his super chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Remember, you can join the Players' Choice Telegram sports community group. We talking basketball. We talking football. We talking sports betting. We talking all type of other things, too. We having a good grand old time in there. Come join us. A 2-week free trial. All of us is in there. You can squabble with any of your favorite PC guys or just chop it up and chat with them. Also, on the way out, I just got to put this on the screen so you guys know. We'll catch you same time tomorrow. A couple different guys. Some of the same guys, better topics, better show. Y'all be smooth.